Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lever Show. Bam. We are back home, safe. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. God kept me safe through a very turbulent ride across the Atlantic. I don't want to say anything. At one point, crane was moving around so fast, it felt like we were going to shake out of the sky. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Thank you, dear Lord, for another beautiful day. Keep me humble. Let's pray. Dear Lord, as my life begins to grow, 100,000 subscribers, travel around the world, keep me humble. Let me remember where I came from, my mother, my father. I grew up, middle class. My dad was an iron worker. My grandfather was a bricklayer. I came from nothing. Man, continue to believe and connect to God and realize that money means nothing. God is my everything. And no matter what happens, I pray to God to keep me safe and keep me safe from the devil. Keep me safe from vanity. Keep me safe from, all the things that come with making more money. Dear Lord, thank you for the lessons you've helped me with, and let's continue to grow, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I needed to pray for myself. Yeah, you were here. I had the thought to pray. Why not? We got it done. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is kind of hanging. I forgot. This kind of messes up the shot. I never realized that. Get that out of there. This is so cool. This is like a little stick, and you click on it, and it will bring you to my socials on your phone, automatically. So you don't even have, hey, who are you? Just check it out. Here I am. Bang, I got into BTCC. I was up $1,000. Then I had to go talk to my wife for a second. Came back down, bounced. I must have been below, actually. Now I'm back up again, 533. What was I doing? What am I thinking? I'm going to show you my thought process here. I just basically trading this double bottom, this flag before we even double bottomed off of the top of the 200 moving average. I'm just using my system. I see a 21 above the 200, and I see price action in a consolidated mood. I'm going to take that trade. 1.6 Bitcoin trade. It's a pretty big trade. It's about a $100,000 trade, right? So we'll see where this goes. I'm up about 8%, 771. A little high risk, so I have to be honest, I didn't throw it out to the group because I thought it was very high risk. But I threw it out there, see what happens. I said, when I go to the stream, I'll reveal the trade, see how we do. Either I'm up or down. We'll go from there. But it is my system. If you know me, Sam probably traded that 3-minute because we were above the 200 moving average on the 21 and pumping, almost about to make $1,000 on the day, 933. Let's get this pump to the upside. Bitcoin banging. And it is what it is. I like to see this doing damage. Why 2 mics? I don't know. Why not? You know what I mean? The dual mics. No, but one mic, Anyway, let me bring down that music. Let me jump into the chat. I think I didn't send this to... I don't know if I sent everything. I'm a little off on my first morning back from Lisbon, so it takes me a second. And I'm also heavy into the trade right now. You have to remember, I'm live streaming and a trader. I'm really just a trader. Everything else is just a side hustle of my life. It all comes down to me just being a trader, right? Like right now, I'm trading live up 893, and I got to make sure I take that money. 800 for the day would be nice. I've only been in the trade like an hour. Probably be smart if I take some money out of here, but let's, I'm not sure. It's heavily volatile today. First thing I'm going to do is move my stop loss to break even so I can't lose any money. There you go. You see how fast that was nicely there on BTCC. Shout out to anyone trading on BTCC. Shout out to the Muck Bear. Shout out to my peoples, man. I got cool, man. The reps at BTC, my friends. I got to know all these people at all these different exchanges, traveling around the world. That was the real key. I couldn't stand working with exchanges and not knowing who the people were, not understanding who I knew and what was it, just links. And, to me now, there's got to be that personal connection. I got to know what's going on. That's the most important part of it all. And so, yeah, and that's what's been going on. I believe I should take this money. I didn't even expect to be up like this on the morning. Let's take a look. I don't know. The 1 minute is doing something funky. I'm not a fan, though. I'm going to move my stop into position. I'm going to take this $850 off the table. It's a nice win on the morning. I'm going to take $800. Why not? Right? Let's see what happens here. Boom. I got taken out of the trade. Stop loss hit of the limit order. And there you go. What a beautiful day. I got in here, got out there, $800 in the morning. Let's clap for the win. I aim to make $500 to $2,000 a day. That's all I need to do to cover up, my life and my, how I want to trade. And there you go. That's $800 for the day right there. It might continue to pump. Usually it does. I'm usually pretty spot on with the direction of BTC, but you never know. Right? I've lost many times in my life too as well. I like the bounce here. It's looking like it's going to continue. I like what I'm seeing. And when I sell, doesn't mean I don't think it's going to keep going. It just means I'm done for that moment. Like I've taken that trade out. You know what I actually like to see here is I might be able to make this trade yet again. Seeing something very interesting. We double top, right? But we may be able to do something like this now. There's a chance that we come back down here to the bottom of the pattern and consolidate inside of a flag. And then that could give me yet another entry here on that 5-minute time frame for Bitcoin. So we're looking for something like this here to play out, all right, and get tight. Look, 92,000 for BTC. Some people just got short squeezed in the morning. I was able to trade that long. Again, look at all the liquidity to the downside, suggesting we do go to 86,950. Hang out on the $86,000 region. The fear and greed is at such a low, it's insane. I mean, that's when I stack BTC every time I've seen 9, 10, or 11. Absolutely amazing place to be right now when you think about opportunity. Like, that is an opportunity of a lifetime. Bitcoin never goes this way. It's never there. It's been there 7 times in its lifetime. So you're watching an anomaly right now. And people are freaking out. They don't realize, like, this is like, you know, when you're digging for gold, or, you know, like you're an anthropologist and you're digging for dinosaur bones, and you keep going, and then you find a dinosaur bone, which is like, you know, you don't always find one, right? You sit there, and then like 1 out of 100 missions, you find gold, right? To me, I know this sounds crazy, but 11 is like finding a dinosaur bone as an anthropologist. Like, this is something special. And people are going to look at it like it's the worst thing in the world. They're going to be sad. All they care about is their money. It has to be now, has to be greed. And if you just stepped away and look at a long-term idea, you'd see this as a beautiful opportunity. Let's talk about Zen. I'm in Zen right now for 10K, and I'm actually up $1,000. I put 10K in Zen around somewhere here. It dumped. I was down 2,000. But this is where I started buying it around here. It broke out. I was in the money. It came down. I was below the money. I bought like right here, kind of as it was about to break out. And then I was down. Now I'm back up. All right. So Zen. Why do I like Zen? Well, Zen has that 18 million. Not even 21. If I'm correct, I believe I have this photographic memory. Every time I looked at Zen, I saw 18. Let me see if I'm correct, though. Sometimes I say that and then watch it has 21. I was like, this guy was full of 21 million. What one has 18? We have Zen. We have Zcash. Circulating supply. I was right. 17.5. Yeah, I rated it to 18. The circulating supply is around 18 million. You know, it's 17.5. That's all I meant to say. But the point is, you know, I could see this thing continuing to go to the upside. You have to understand, what is Zen? What's going on with Zen? Right? Horizon, baby. Horizon protocol. Horizon. Why do I like Zen? Why am I trading Zen? Well, I'm seeing this opportunity now. Like, if we just get stick on this Bitcoin bear market thing, we're gonna lose. But I like this thing. It's a modular privacy-first platform designed to make privacy technology such as zero proofs and TEs accessible and usable across the web. So it's also a privacy coin. You see what I'm saying? So right now, I don't think this narrative is over just yet. I also talked about this Aster bull, right? I remember when I said that low at Aster around 90, below $1. That has played out since then. Aster has made the rounded bottom. Rounded bottoms pay the bills. And then what I've noticed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you usually get 6 or 7 touches. And then Aster kind of did the dolphin dip and ripped on the weekend to the upside. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to break down all this awesome sauce. And I can't wait to kick it with you guys for the next couple hours here. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out with the lifer. All right? At our regular scheduled time here. And we open up with a long call and sell $800 right in front of you. It's pretty awesome. Honestly, look, it would have been I would have been up almost 2,000 now. I mean, not 2,000. I think like about 1,200. Wow. That thing continued to moon. Look at that. And again, all I did was trade my model, a system that I've developed over time using the 21 and the 200 together in conjunction with each other. And look at this thing mooning to the upside. Money goes where money flows, baby. And this is cool. This is the 5-minute too. What I like about this is I could wait for this. This is likely going to pump to the 200 moving average. So look, this is the original flag. We're looking at the 15-minute did make the flag. I don't like to trade it too much below the 200, but I mean, that's a flag. I trade these flags all the time. Low stochastics hitting the 21. I can teach you the sauce. If you want to know how I made money today, and look, I did sell early. I would have been up even more. Look at that. I would have been up huge right now. Way more than 800. It's okay. What did I just do? I just brought. There you go. So the RSI got dragged into price action. Look at Bitcoin booming to the upside, making gains. And look, you could even see it as an inverted head and shoulder. Am I right? We talked about this. I gave you guys an update. Sir, can you look at Tether on the 3-day? What do you think? Send in a super chat if you want me to go over coin, guys, please. Too many people asking for freebies lately on the channel, and it kind of takes away from the stream. All right? I'm not trying to be rude, but just send in a super chat if you want me to go over something immediately and take the stream where you want it to go, which is, you have that option. You could pay to take the stream where you want. You can say, hey, I want to see this coin now. Look at this thing booming to the upside, and I sell early almost every time, but I'm still super proud and thankful for my $800, man, but damn, I would have made even more. My hypothesis was correct, right? And look, you could even see the inverted head and shoulder here. So I like to trade the 21 where we're touching. Wow, this plows ahead. This could be, and then what you do is you go to so what happens is, we took the dump last night. We got above the 1 hour, the 1 minute, 200 moving average. This is what I teach students in demo trade, 1 minute, 200. Look, once we got above it, you could have got in with a stop loss below. You'd still be in the money right now. You see? That trade would have played out beautifully. Look, there's a bearish div now kind of forming, which tells you that things are probably going to kind of cool off just a slight bit there. That's bearish divergence. You see the RSI moving down. Price actually moving up. Bearish divergence will also come when the stochastics get high. You're going to see the stochastics RSI start to turn and burn. Okay? That's one thing you want to kind of pay attention to. But wow, there are some definitely things brewing here. And again, we just got a short squeeze. How do we do it every single top of the channel? Somewhere between, right? 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Sammy catches that short squeeze. And look, these were liquidations that just happened. Liquidation. People just got liquidated here for sure for BTC. Unbelievable, right? So there you go. Nice little move. And you could sell at 92.4, 92.8, 92.7. I mean, for me, I sell into the green, right? It doesn't matter really. It's just as long as I'm taking advantage of the green. If I do that all week, if I do that 10 times, I'm going to make $8,000. I can make $24,000 this month if I can just hit $800 a day. You see what I'm saying? $800 a day is $24,000. Right? In 10 days, that's $8,000. And you have 30 days. You have 3 sessions of 10 days in there, right? So you could make $24,000 if you made $800 a day. Unbelievable, right? Not even $1,000 a day. Wow, look at the volatility here for Bitcoin. And I told everyone, man, love the volatility. The volatility is your friend. I don't remember in the summer where there was a couple months where Bitcoin did not even move. It was like, man. And look, I'm trading live here on BTCC. Shout out to Muck. And right now they're doing something cool. BTC 10% deposit bonus, first deposit. And all the way up until November 30th. Okay? So not only get a 10% of your first, but until November 30th, they're doing this. So anyone, if you reach any of these milestones, you're getting this. You're not getting put into a prize pool to see who wins. You're getting this. 20 mil, you get the iPhone. 700 mil, you get the Cybertruck. You know what I mean? We should all trade the same account. I'm just funny. So Zen, I'm actually up in Zen. And you'd be like, no, you're not, Lifer. Yes, I am. Look, I put 10 grand in Zen. I got 10,948. I'm up almost 10%. I still got $140,000 in Sol. I got 1,000 Sol. I ain't shook here. I'm not afraid, baby. I'm not afraid. I never am. I don't live in fear. I'll buy more Bitcoin. Look, I bought more Bitcoin. I raised my Bitcoin up to 2. Remember, I had like 1.8 or so. I got more Bitcoin. I bought more Bitcoin on BTCC. I got a little more Bitcoin here too on Bitfinex. I bought a little spot BTC here too as well. I'm Michael Saylor it in my own little way. So while everyone's bugging out, I'm looking at another 3-year plan. I'm just looking at Bitcoin nice and calm, saying I got 3 years to accumulate Bitcoin again to the next halving. And I just got to take advantage of the fear. Whenever the fear is high, I mean low, technically low, which to me is high. But whenever the fear is at that level, I'm getting in. I'm going to use the fear to my advantage every single time. So the next trade I'm looking at here is this on the 3-minute time frame. You got a little bearish div. You got to wait for the 3-minute. Let's see if we can consolidate. Now, this could make a head and shoulder and take us down, right? But it could consolidate. If it consolidates, we're going to go for the parabola. So I already know how to trade it bullishly if it's bullish, and I know what to do if it shows signs of bearishness. You see? And I'm more of a long trader. Like today, I took a long. I like to long. I perfected this system to long, right? Bang. Hey, your baby sailor, Sammy. God bless, brother. Shout out to you, man. USD dominance is going up more. Low for the month. Going up so much. You just said going up so more low for the months. I love you, brother. But US dominance is going up so more low for a month. I don't know. I don't know what you're saying. You could rewrite. I think you're saying US dominance is going up more. This was the low for the month. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you're saying. I bet if I looked at the charts, I could figure it out. Someone says 3 years. Come on. People are saying, are you serious? No. I'm just trying to tell you every time Bitcoin. This guy, let me help you, bro. Every time, look at the max. All right. Yes, I hope for 3 years. Look, if I bought 8 here for Bitcoin on March 17th of 2020, that was $3,000. That was the low. And 3 years later, I was up huge. It was 3,000 to like 60,000. I made like a 20x on that call. You know what I mean? I'm still up huge on that call because I got in at like 3,000. I'm up 30x right now. A little under 30x for buying right there on 2020, right? So 30x in 5 years, I mean, that ain't bad. I bought here too, June 2021. I buy all these times. Every time we hit this line, I'm in. And I wait 3 years. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing with you. Like, it ain't a joke, bro. Like, I'm showing you Like Warren Buffett, he doesn't buy things for a year, 2 years. He looks at the market. I get it. But the idea is to kind of zoom out to boom out. Like you got to see it from a bigger perspective if you want to take advantage of the bigger move. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying should be taken as financial advice. You're going to figure all this stuff on your own if you stick with me and keep pushing. It will make sense to you. All right? These, what I'm teaching you will make sense. If you just show up every day, this stuff will make sense. Your subconscious mind will bring it in, and you'll be able to nail it. All right. Beautiful flag here to the upside. This thing is starting to do, 95,200. And you can see previous support is resistance here too. So you could see a possible reversal beginning on even the smaller time frames. A trade that I'd be looking at here, a possible idea is this. I like the long, though. I like to use that 200 moving average. But, hey. The sad thing, the thing is any day the small time frames may bottom. And people that don't pay attention to them, they won't be able to see it. Wow, look at that, 92,009. We're about to hit 93,000. Dang. Now I'm like, wow, this is a big move. Let's show the light for the love and hit that like button. Shout out to Rave Song Records. Warren Buffett the GOAT. Sad here. Yeah, mine, the only day is the same progress. My entry is 84.5. I'm expecting a dip below. Yeah, retail selling while institutions are buying. Yep. Rocket ship or rescue ship. You're funny. You're funny. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Shout out to my lovers of life. 1,118 people. Let's get all the way to 2,000 people watching. This is the channel that's going to get us out of the doldrums. This is the channel that's going to shape our minds to believe there's opportunity. God speaks through me, gets you moving. I know it. I know I can shape you into a beautiful person and help you find your way. I know it. Because Jim Rohn did the same for me. Oh, my love. Good morning, my sweetie pie. Love you, sweetheart. What a beautiful day it is to be alive, man. Okay, what do you think? El Mas Duro, El Señor Robinson, you're funny. Sold half my position at 117 and felt stupid when it went higher. After that, I feel pretty good about it now. Hey, man, it takes time on the bigger time frames to make a move. Portugal playing cards. I got my kids a bunch of cool stuff from Portugal. Portugal is beautiful. Shout out to the people of Lisbon. I didn't really get to see the city much. I was inside the hotel doing like cool little tasks with the crypto content creator guys. Like we didn't really go out. I went to one restaurant, I think, outside of like where I was brought to at the gala, which was at just some big gala event area. Saul Goodman does trading, I know, right? Shout out to the good dads and all the dads out there, man. Shout out to the Good Dad Gang, man. You can go to gooddadgang.com and get your merchandise. I don't own that site. That's owned by Terminology, a rapper out of Lowell, right? Or Lynn. Lowell, I believe, in Massachusetts. He travels the world now. He's an amazing guy, but check it out. So look, Titan is here, and there could be a nice move here for Bitcoin. I took profits. We tapped 93,000 about, and now we can do our top-down analysis, but I just wanted to kind of, I'm a live trader. I'm always in a bit of a trade here. But I wish I could tell you the funny joke I made today, but private joke. It was funny, though. Dad, you missed a lot of good sites in culture. I really did, yeah. I'll go back, though. It was also, on my defense, it was raining every single day and dark. Like, you wanted to be in and out. It wasn't a day to walk around the city. The last afternoon, which we still had stuff to do, was a beautiful day. I got to see Mrs. Musk, meet May Musk, and say hi to Miss Musk. Pretty interesting time to be alive, right? Meeting the richest man's mother, the richest man in the world's mom. And for 83 years old, man, she's definitely spot on, doing a lot. She looks amazing. Shout out to my man, Crypto Crash. With you going up, with you going down. You're the man. We've been through this many times now, Crypto Crash. Crypto Cash. You've been through this so many times. Go to Tahoe Alpaca. Just Google Tahoe Alpaca store, and he's going to come up. You know what I mean? And he has an alpaca store. He made my Bitcoin. I have a giant Bitcoin rug here in my studio, made by Alpaca. Unbelievable stuff that people do for me here on the channel. Like, I have so many awesome people in my life that respect and love me. It's an amazing experience. An old man went up to me inside of a mall. He had nothing to do with the conference, didn't even know about it. He was just like, I watch your channel. He said, Sam, imagine hearing your name out of a soft-spoken person. You're sitting there just waiting for your food, and you hear someone just whisper in your ear, Sam, is that you? You look, and it's somebody that knows you when you're like thousands of miles away from your home. Like, that's what YouTube and the algorithm will do if you go after your dreams, man. People will meet you on the line, and they'll know who you are around the world. And then when you go places, they'll say, hey, I know you. And if you've given them good knowledge, like that was an old man, like he respects me, man. Old people that have knowledge respect me. So blessed on blessed, man. That was awesome. Bull trap to 100K, then bearish. Bro, can you tell me it's the right time to invest here? For I would never tell you what to do with your money. You do whatever makes you happy. You'll see me do what I got to do. That wall hanging rug is beautiful. Thank you so much for saying that. My Bitcoin rug. Yeah, it's so cool, man. And it's made out of pure alpaca, all natural, right? Doesn't add any like, it's not like some fake polyester in the it's just beautiful. Dude, Zen looking pretty nice, man. And I believe Zen's the next one to make a move. No one's talking about it. And I think they're going to move some Zcash funds into Zen. You tell me, I'm in. I'm already speculating. See, I speculate, man. I continue to go at the speculation time and time again. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right every single time, but I just go at it, go at it, go at it, go at it, go at it. Relentless nature. My father was relentless. My grandfather was relentless. I am third generation relentless. Serious question, Sam. Do you, if ever, see a world where 90% of all of it is actively using crypto and it's dApps? Because at the moment, it's like 2%. This is what's going to happen. I'm very good at speculating into the future. In about 20 minutes, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen there. I'm actually going to put these cards on top of this. This will tell me, yeah, do that. Okay. Let's put the lemon into the water. I forgot our beautiful ritual here every single morning. It depends on the person. I did say you have to find out your biome. Not everybody, but hey, I do it. It works for me. But I drink lemon water every single morning. First thing that really goes in. I haven't put anything in my body yet. A shot. I took a natural caffeine shot. So I already kind of told you what I'm in. I showed you where my money is. Nobody does that. No one shows you a portfolio of 580,000, shows you that $1,400 of the day, shows you what I'm in, showed you what I stayed in. I do this every single week for my weekly screen share people too. And I'm not bashful. I'm not afraid to lose $200,000 in front of everyone. I'm not afraid to show you what really happened to me, because this is a reality show of my life. You gain knowledge. You ever watch a guy that goes on a quest and he doesn't find what he wants the first time? Does that mean you don't want to see it? No. He might find what he wants the second time. The first time was a failure, but all the things he went through, right? I love movies where the guy doesn't make it the first time. No one wants to see me make it the first time. The bot at the bottom right here, shout out to the MINOTAUR trading bot. The thing is relentless. If you want to jump onto the MINOTAUR trading bot, it's here for you. I just put a nice little link for you, okay? Check that out. Crypto Lifer in MINOTAUR, the most accurate trading system I've ever seen. And I want to see if this thing gets out. It's interesting, right? It's always to the challenge. But look, it made another huge buy down there. All right. To kind of bring its order somewhere to about 99,000. Almost feel like that would be a good place. So we'll see what happens, man. But the bot's got to get out. It says 1025 even. It's always about the bottom every single time. Let's see if it can hang this time and make it through. All right. You can't find a better university than this. God bless you, man. I've been watching this guy from the beginning. Most transparent trader I've ever come across. Thank you for saying that, man. Lately, people are coming at me harder than ever because I flew the world. I went around. People are coming at me, man. And I have to ask God, God, just help me get through, all the people that are just insanely crazy and saying things to me that they would never say to me. I also have a big bag of Aster, man. I just think having Aster is a good idea. In the long run, you do whatever makes you happy, but you can see I got Aster right there, about $8,200 worth of Aster. Probably should have more of it. I did have more back, and it's been pumping. I have taken some profits on some swings. So let's do our top-down analysis for BTC. I've told you where my head is at. I've showed you what's happening, and I also just made a live trade in front of you, showed you the bearish div. I sold into this strength, and some people would have chased that strength, right? I almost FOMO'd back in, but I told myself I already made the $800. Okay? We will be off to the races when Zen breaks 20, weekly 21, SMA crossing the 50. I love you. Shout out to Crypto Father. So there's opportunity out here, everyone. Let's focus on the opportunity, not on the downfall. Let's breathe easy. Let's cleanse our mind, and let's push ourselves to the limit. Because I know we can. I know we can. Hey, look at AERO for our boy, the 99. God bless you. We'll take a look at AERO. Can you look at Soul? Thank you, Iris Insing. And we have the super chats coming on in. Iris with the 249 pound. With the Bangladesh, what's a BGN? I have no idea, $2. Look at AERO and look at Soul. Let's take a look at AERO, Jordan, and Soul, and then I got to do that top-down analysis for BTC. AERO, everyone knows, is one of my favorite holds. I just continue to kind of stash a little bit. I'll buy $100 worth of AERO without even thinking about it. And I still see it in this cup and handle. It did spike out, though, man. Come on, 126. And then it just took a beating down. What I don't like is shoulder, head. Could it make a right shoulder and come back down to 51? I'd like to see it consolidate. Another thing you could look at, though, is it in a complex inverted head and shoulder that could break you to the upside. Shout out to my man Wakar Zaka. I met so many cool people. I think there was one other American there at the Crypto Creator Conference, right? Because I think Bybit has a lot of people around the world. And because, oh yeah, you know why Bybit can't do stuff with them, so I was the only American there at that conference, man. I think there was one other American there. Pretty crazy if you think about it. People from Australia, people from Germany. So I met so many international people. Unbelievable time. Yeah, I see this as a possible head and I can see it's a complex inverted, but I also see the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Looks a little sketchy to me on the daily. It is oversold though. I like AERO long term. It is in a cup and handle. I'd like to see this kind of shoulder head make a giant right shoulder possibly. All right, not perfect though. Hey Sam, my company goes on business trip. We will probably be going to one of our locations in Spain. Have you visited Porto, Spain? No, never. No, I visited Portugal, not Spain. Yeah, don't sweat it, Sammy. Those of us who have been here and see your growth, progress, true results, and genuine goodness, we see who you really are. You're not only a great teacher, but an incredible person. Thank you, Tony. I love you, man. That means a lot to me. Then 89K Bitcoin was good leverage entry price. It was beautiful time to be alive, baby. Yeah. So let's break down Bitcoin now, do our top 10 analysis. Look, I see this too. Look at the 3-day. This could be a beautiful time to buy. The market could be on a higher look. Here's a low, here's a high, here's a low, here's a high. That could be a higher low on the bigger time frames. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. This thing would break up back to the upside here. And, there's a chance that you're in this channel. You're just in this upward channel. And you're going to make your way back to the top of the channel. And what if we're just doing this? What if we're just doing this? And we're just consolidating nicely. Why price did you get Astro? I've gone in and out of Astro a bunch of different times. Yeah. I was just DCAing anywhere between like 90 and $1.12. Yeah. I don't remember exactly because I just kind of threw it out there and I was traveling. Don't really think. Every time I come on your stream, do you remind me of Doctor Strange? Thank you. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it, I guess. I don't know. As long as you find me. As long as you find me. Rewind, remind, whatever it is. Okay. Let's take a look at total market cap for all of cryptocurrency and just kind of see what's happening. So here's the deal. We're in a larger rising wedge. Agreed? You could say, okay, you're in this rising wedge that's going to break out. This is your most bullish scenario. That somehow, some way, you're going to bounce here. You're at previous support as resistance right there. I feel like you would have to come on down. What I don't love is just really see this kind of shoulder, possible head right shoulder idea. And that would take Bitcoin in the whole market down pretty hard. It's like if you can't get a bounce here and start to consolidate, we got to start. And even if you do get a bounce, it could right shoulder. So what I want to do is if we get this bounce, I just want to swing trade as much as I can here. Take profits at the top of this level. If we get back out again, I'll start more swing trades. But I'm not going to try to win the top. I'm just trying to take this move. So I just want to see a reversal for the next couple weeks and be able to trade that idea right there to the upside. All right. Exactly. Anyone that watched my channel, I said over and over again, I've never seen an asset not dump when you've had bearish divergence of the weekly. I said when the 21's away from the 200, I said this is how almost every bearish move I've ever seen starts. I said, if we don't dump, I'd be completely surprised. And I said that over and over and over and over again. I'm not the biggest shorter, but what I do is I take a lot of money out of the market, and I took tons of money out of the market. You can still see I'm sitting in heavy cash. The reason I have heavy cash is because I didn't believe what everyone was saying about over bullishness. I said, you know what? Maybe so. I said, but I said the probabilities are very high we're going down. I said, based on my technical, and whenever I teach students to get in when we're tight, to be very wary when the 21 and the 200 are far apart. This is what you'll learn if you take my class the last Saturday of every month. This class right here. Jump on in, hit the QR code to get that education. It's a live class with me. It'll blow your mind. It'll absolutely blow your mind. All right. Doctor Strange is a Marvel hero character. He is a sorcerer, master of the mystical arts. Thank you. Yeah, I never got into a lot of stuff like that. I've been trading for 10 years now. My mind's, like with the TA, more than that, but with the TA, just like 10 years of my life recently. I haven't seen movies. Before that, I used to trade, but I actually involved myself in actual society. 10 years ago, I went all out trading, and I have basically put only information of trading in my mind and not a lot of other stuff. I barely watch other movies. I watch a football game once a week if I can to kind of depress. And even then, I feel bad about the guys hitting their heads. I always kind of question football sometimes too. I got that moral compass that connects to everything, and sometimes it's like, dang, what can you do? It seems like there's evil in everything, Evil in the NFL, evil over here. You know what I mean? It just seems like there's evil everywhere. Try to find the good in it all, though, and just relax. But, man, me and Strange wanted the same. Flag, 5-minute. Thank you. Let me get back into BTC here and see what's happening. So, yeah, let's kind of undress this price action. 1 minute time frame hitting the 21 seemed to be in a bit of a flag here. This would be what I call positional strength. Here is the signal yet again. I could risk maybe 300 of my 800 to go for another, move. 96,000 would be an amazing accomplishment today, I'll tell you that. And again, remember, Bitcoin's been moving pretty nicely. Like, it doesn't just make a $1,000 move anymore. It kind of makes like a $2,000 to $3,000 move. So the volatility has been a blessing. Like, if we kind of hone in on our trading and we stay disciplined, the volatility has been a blessing. Like this morning, I was able to make dang near a G. And under like a half an hour, in about an hour, I made that $1,000, $800 in an hour. I mean, that's awesome. Trading small time frames, keeping my wits about me. And so, like, I set up the trade beforehand. The take profit would be 96,110. I'm not getting into this trade. I want to make it clear. I just like to see it. Just wanted to say thank you, Sam. 1 hour on the Ethereum. Thank you, Mr. Wong. God bless you, man. I think another liquidation event is near again. Same as the 50 to 200 period on the hourly or the daily. No, I'm using the 21 and the 200. No. This song is a vibe. Yes, it is. Do you make music still occasionally? I haven't in a long time, and I should, man. I really should. I just haven't had the time to think about it. I think about it all the time, though. Sam, do you also dream about the charts? Yes. Last night I had a really strange dream, man. A really strange dream. Evil is around every corner disguised as light. Isn't that weird? Sammy, I think another liquidation event is near, somebody says. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. Shout out to Servando Estrada, man. He's been with me for a long, long time. That name is very familiar to me and that channel. So I'd have to go 2.63 because I got to be below the 200 moving average. I'd like to be a step below the first resistance, not right on the exact resistance there. And then the stop loss would be at like 91,578. You also do that thing like I do, is you just go for one trade a day. And if you hit, you hit. If you don't, you don't. Like I hit my first trade today, I could walk away, right? Yeah. The trade was too dangerous to give to the trading group. I thought it was a bit sketch. Yeah. I took a shot, but I mean, I knew exactly what I was doing. And I didn't want people to get overly emotional, so. It's very rare, though. 1 out of a few hundred trades, I usually give every single trade. Look, that's an M pattern now, so it tells me to, So whenever I see that stuff, I just wait now. That's why I love having technical analysis by my side. I just wait for the TA to tell me. Shoulder, possible head right shoulder, and I can project what's possible. Look at it's interesting formation here, right? So again, we would go up and we would say, okay, we want to risk half of what we made yesterday. I mean, this morning, yesterday. I'm still with jet lag. So I could risk 330 for another $900, right? To me, that would be a pretty good look. I'd like to see this kind of curve. And imagine we make another $900 today. It'd be awesome. Then we'd be up almost $2,000 on the day. All right, and that's how I do this. If I lose, I'm still up $500. I walk away. Maybe like $450 after taxes and fees. I mean, after fees. But you know what I mean? So watch and wait for days like this. Ethan's so outperforming Bitcoin. I like it. I like it. We're going to take a look at some BTC pairs too and show you what's hot and what's not on the day. So we have Aster hot. We have Zen hot. Zcash actually still could be holding some key levels. There's opportunity in this market. I'm telling you right now, there's opportunity out here. And Zen too. So I already covered opportunity immediately too before I even gave you the Bitcoin sauce. So look, you've been watching this stream since 10:10. You've seen a countdown. I get it. Not much fun, but you saw a countdown. Right when I caught into the stream, you saw me take profits on a live trade. You saw me how to execute. You saw how a live trader executes a live trade. How I use the stop loss. So you saw how I manage my leverage and my risk. Pretty cool, I think. Right? And then on top of that now, I'm attempting to get into another live trade. Then we're going to do a top-down analysis for Bitcoin. We're going to outperform in information, I believe, most people online today. And we're going to give you so much thought. And we're not going to spend time on nonsense news and talk about chatter. We're going to really just give you the sauce that makes sense. I like this here. I like the risk. I'm going to snatch in here. And I'm in this trade now. And so it is what it is now. I either win or lose in front of the world. Every time I make a trade, I'm always like, man, now I'm trapped. Like, because I'm in it. I gotta stick to what happened. And you guys now have to find out I've now taken a risk most people would never want to take. Think about all the people would think about them. Oh, they're going to snicker at me if I lose all this time. I'm done with all that. I'm free of all that. How you doing? How's your day going? How you feeling? How's your mom, dad, your uncle, everyone in your life? I hope you're having a good time. Your grandma, your grandpa, sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, the dog, the parakeet, the fish. I hope everything's going well for you out there on this beautiful day. Look, that's an inverted head and shoulder that did break to the upside. So far, so good for BTC. Let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin like we do every single day. All right, let me jump back into the fan funding too and see what happened here. We're going to look at AERO. I think we did look at AERO. We looked at, and we got to look at Solana. Someone asked about Solana. I just want to get to the super chats quickly today. We have a lot of new people who may not understand how my channel works, and so I just want to get these super chats done as soon as possible. So Bitcoin, I saw this bear flag for sold at 96, but it did get oversold. Is there a chance it kind of stops the pain here? And look at SOL in the bigger time frames, like the monthly, really. Look at that. It's a head and shoulder on the monthly. That's bearish, no? SOL back to $25 in the bear market. It's very possible. That doesn't look good to me. Either they're painting the most bearish picture for the most insane rebound, and it's also a bit of a symmetrical triangle that can go either way. So I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing there for Solana on the monthly. I have to be honest. By no means does that look amazing. Let's be real with each other. Head and shoulder there too. Weekly showing signs of life as it could possibly be bouncing here like this. There's a chance that this becomes what we see. And I talked about this before, remember? And this is why I got out of a lot of my positions, because I said, even if we're bullish, I said, it looks like we're going to consolidate till June. And then we break out in June. You see? It says we break out in June or July. It says we basically go on weeks of consolidation. And we break out on June or July. We don't get to $500 till February of 2027. So it basically says we have a bull run coming, but it's going to be in 2026. So you have two scenarios here. Either you take a massive dump down here, which I have to be honest with you, when the fear and greed index is at 10 and 11, I haven't seen much more bearishness. Like the bears are usually like right now we could go to 86.5, 87.5. That usually to me, I just don't. And I could backtest this with you. I probably should do a video where I show you all the stuff. Long live the lifers, never gone. I love you, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you. So look at that 11, man. On the fear and greed, my whole point is if you're at like 90K and you're at 11, I've never seen this go down to 50K. You know what I mean? Like you've already made so much of the momentum of the bears. You're towards the end of the bearish cycle here. Even if we're completely bearish and we're going to continue to go down, you have to understand that we're probably going to have at least, nothing goes down forever. Right? So anyway, let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. Let's get squared away. I'll finish SOL real quick. So SOL, to me, this would be a bounce area, but it would have to bounce. And it still looks pretty sketchy to me. And it could just be making a right shoulder. So it bounces and consolidates. I feel like you'll be able to get SOL between 240 and 200 for the next few weeks, for the next 6 months. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? And if not, we're in a bear market and it does go somewhere down to 50, $30 and it resets completely. Right now, the odds are that we're going to continue to reset. We need the aggressive move up to save the day, and even if we get it, so I don't know. Just being logical about Solana, there's some bullishness. It's not the worst in the world, but we gotta be real with ourselves. We've got to be real with ourselves. And look, this trade isn't going well now, right? Might be smart just to take it off the table here. I wanted to see that bounce, and I don't like what I'm seeing there. All right, we'll see where it goes. But see, when this starts to curve too, let me do my top-down analysis. It could affect how I see the bigger and the smaller time frames for BTC. All right, so this is the second time I'm doing this today. That's how you know I'm kind of in tune with the markets here. Early bird all the day long. Shout out to Nas Daily. Met some really cool people this weekend, honestly. Right? in Lisbon, Portugal. It was a pretty good time. I was there for 3 days, in and out. I got there Friday morning. I was gone Monday morning. It was, right? I wanted to get back to my family. One of my good friends is home back in Florida. He grew up here. And, you know, we only got to hang out. Now I live here. It's so cool. Like, we met in New York. We were long-term buddies. Now I live in his hometown. When he comes to visit his family, I'm here. It's just what a cool thing for him, right? And what a cool thing for me. So I'm excited, man. This week is going to be fun. This month is going to be fun. I'm going to take him for a ride in the, you know, all my friends too. First thing I do when they come, you know what I do? They go for a ride in the, yeah, you know. And so, that's just, I mean, you have to, right? That's the first thing you got to do with your friend. Take him for a ride. Ooh, look, we're getting a bounce back to the upside. We could be in the green here. Ooh-wee. You see Brooklyn's finest. I love that line. So, man, you never know. We might make another $1,000 here today. Make it a $2,000 day, baby. Can we get a $2,000 day? Can we? I think we can. I think we can. But you know what? Scared money don't make no money. We can't be scared. Look up to, can I be the king of 3%? And trading live here on BTCC. Jump on in today. The link, I believe, should be in the live chat. All right. We have Weeks, BTCC, and MEXC today. Jump on in. All right. Jump on in. And you'll get hooked up. We can give you VIP status, get you lower fees, all sorts of cool stuff on BTCC. So my link is the best for BTCC. I'm telling you right now. And I'm really cool with them. I know them. You'll like it. 92,950 bones for BTC. I like to see what I'm seeing here for Bitcoin, right? I just want to see this thing continue to flag, stay above the 200, and we can win. Let's finish my top-down analysis. So the monthly, there's two scenarios. One is it's a head and shoulder pattern that's going to take us somewhere pretty low. And we can already see the measured move of that. If we break the trend line and we make that right shoulder, that sends us somewhere to 63,000. And it would make sense. That's the biggest consolidation with resistance. It would just make sense. And if you take a wick from here to the top, you sit right there at the 618 golden pocket, 72K, you know, and you could get the wick to the 786 at 67,000. So it does look like you could possibly get a move there. You know what I mean? It shows a sign of a possible move. So it is what it is. Anything could happen. So that's your worst case scenario. But it also suggests that there would be somewhat of a bounce. There wouldn't just be a follow. You wouldn't just completely dump. And again, that bearish div here, look, shoulder, head, shoulder, even on the RSI. It's just usually you get to a shaded high. We never got to a shaded high yet on the RSI, on the bigger time frames. Yeah. Sam, what's the timeline to get the early bird discount? If you want to get the early bird discount in my trading event, it's so nice of you to ask because you're reminding me to plug myself. I don't even have to plug myself. You guys want, just go to the link and you can fill out the form right now, and then you're going to get an email reminder exactly Thursday. So how it works is, if this is Thursday, let me just show you. It's better to see it on a calendar, honestly. Like, I'm a visual guy. But if this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and this is the cyber sale completely from Friday to Monday, my sale will start Thursday for 24 hours. You'll get access to the sale here on Thursday. You'll get you'll sign up to the forum. You'll get a QR code sent to you, like right then, like that night, you'll get the QR code sent to you an hour before. And then you'll plug it in right when Thursday begins. You'll have from Thursday all the way till Thursday, the beginning till Thursday ends. But right there, exactly when Friday turns, the coupon code will expire and will not work again anymore. So you have basically have to fill out a form. You have to wait for an email. You have to use the code when you get it. It's a bit of a treasure hunt, okay? But once you do that, you're going to get rewarded with an added discount on top of the already amazing Cyber Money Black Friday sale. So bang, bang, bang. And you get access to my, I do a weekly screen share every single week. This week I did have to skip it because I was in Portugal, but we'll probably make it up in like a Saturday morning. I usually do that. All right. Sam, can you check out Bitcoin on the 12-minute time frame? We never see a candle like this. Looks bearish. On the 12-minute candle, we never seen. I don't know. You're saying something is never. I disagree. Never, neverland, right? Look at Bitstamp US dollar. 12-minute. You want me to make a new time frame and all that? Add a custom interview. The 12-minute time frame, we'll add it. See how I just did that? But then you got to go find it and you got to start. Otherwise, it won't show up. I have way too many intervals at this point. You said we never did this before. Let me take a look. I never seen a candle like this. What do you mean on the 12-minute? I don't know what he's saying. Yeah. The bearish year at the end of every cycle started October 20, 2018, October 28th, and the new all-time high of 26 on Monday, October 6th, based on the Bitcoin cycle of previous years. Yeah. MACD coming down as well, even though it's a lagging indicator, it's still valid to watch the trend to going further down. Yeah, I agree with you. Can we pay with crypto that way? Yes, you can. Email crypto lifers. I don't know about that. You know, you can just email crypto lifers at Gmail, and they'll figure out a way to help you out. Yeah. Sam, just renewed for another 3 months. Can I extend with Black Friday? You can. We got to figure that out, though. Yeah. That's the only thing. Some people are like, they have to wait now for the discount. It's kind of weird, right, how it works, because they don't want to pay this month. I honestly, Eric, I haven't figured all that out. That's to my team to figure out, and not for me, man. Email my team and ask them. If I spent time figuring all that out, I wouldn't be able to good in the charts, man. I can't do that. You know what I mean? They have figured all that out for you. Just email them. I don't know the answers to those questions. I wish I did, man. He said not the 12-minute, the 12-month. Pretty sure I saw the 12-minute. Am I right or wrong here? Now I have to verify. My OCD wants me to verify that. What a waste of time for me, right? I'm such a thorough person, though. I'm like, I would have sworn that I saw you say... 1 minute could be 2. Yeah, Adam and Eve inverted. Looks like we're going back to 93K, though. I can't see it. Would have sworn I saw 12M, though. With time to get ill, yeah. We're joining a trading group. I only got 1,000 to play with 100%, I think. People love my trading group, man. They love it. They love it. They learn how to trade, bro. Like every single day of the week, they learn how to trade. Look, I made live trades in front of you today. See what happens here. This is my strategy again. The 21 touching the 2 above the 200 inside a consolidation. It could be a double top here. We are hitting resistance and we're getting overbought, so it's tough. A little bit of bearish div. This swings down. Well, that swung kind of upper sideways. I'm up $40 in the trade to add to what we already made, though. So you'll watch me every single day and you assess. See, the thing is, I show up every day. You know, people ask questions about me and they want to know, who's this guy? What does he do? You don't even have to ask questions about me. I show up every day. Just show up like me and you'll know about me. You'll see what I do. You'll know what I say. You'll be able to say, well, he was bearish this day. He was bearish, you know. I'll stick to what I'm teaching you, and you'll go from there. All right, let's get back into the sauce here and do my Bitcoin top-down analysis. I've been kind of procrastinating here with my top-down. Usually it's done by 11 o'clock. All right. Is the discount for just 1 month, or could it be used for the year? We have a yearly discount, a quarterly discount. All right. I don't think we have a monthly discount. You have to buy the year or the quarterly to get those bigger discounts. You know what I mean? You got to commit. Just like you got to buy in bulk in Costco's to get the, you know what I mean? Same idea. I want to verify something with you on the 12-month chart. Marking on halvings of the year, the candle is the vertical line. The candle after the halving always gives a pump. Maybe we're in for a fly. Interesting. I got to look at what you're saying there. I actually kind of want to spend some time on what you just said. Is the discount just... Oh, yeah, thank you. I said 12 month and a 12 month. The 12 minute would be 12M. I get it. You put an M. Yeah. I'll give you that. You're spot on then, my friend. Thank you. You sound like a precise guy like me. You just had to make sure. I get it. Yeah. Someone said, I got the yearly last year. It was well worth it. Thank you. Anyone pay for the year last year and it was well worth it? Tell anyone that is thinking about it. Just let them know. I mean, I can promote my own self, but it's good when you guys promote me. You say, hey, no, Sam was spot on. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I think, you know, most of the year I'm going to be pretty spot on for you. So yeah, just make sure you get yourself going. So yeah, this could be possible on the monthly. I gave you the worst case scenario. We always look at the possibilities here. We don't want to be like, oh, it's only one way. All right. Can't beat the price tag or just having a slice of pizza. Yeah. Seriously, it's about a little over. It's like $2.22. I think it comes down to like a little under $2, a little over $2 a day, which is like, if you think about it, it's absolutely insane for someone that's been doing it as long as I have and gives information that I got. I think it's gold. Like, it's a giveaway. It's actually, to me, it's free. It's basically free. Like, I'm like, you know, like God's got to take care of me in some other way because I'm like, you know, it's almost not sustainable to do that. So, and I honestly put my faith in God when I put my services out that free, that some other ways, there's going to be some other ways of income that will make, you know, And it always works out. So I do right by people and God, and everything seems to work out for me. I don't know why. That's, I believe, because God is amazing, and God knows. And you can't fake your loyalty to God. Like, either you have loyalty to God or you don't. You can't fake that. God knows whether you're loyal to him or not, whether you're loyal to the power. He's put you through so many tests to find out how you're going to behave. And once he sees that you're going to behave the proper way, then he begins to show you more light and love. But you got to go through the process. Nothing's free, not even that, right? So look, this is your possibility. This is the possible for. I'm not saying this is happening for sure. I go over everything on this channel. I go over the bullish and the bearish scenarios. I give my mind everything I can give it so I can see what's possible. This trade is struggling now. I don't like it. Good thing is we're resetting on the Stokes without giving too much back, but we're hitting a heavy resistance now. I got to watch that trade while I'm doing my analysis with you guys. So this is going to be the most bullish scenario. Even if we're bearish, I feel like we're going to come make this right shoulder. Tells me there's a move somewhere back up to 116, 117,000. Like, you know, think about it. They'll rip it all the way back up and dump it again. They'll get people so off guard, it'll be ridiculous, but the volatility will be there. So I'm learning now that no matter what they do, there's volatility, everyone. So like there was awesome trades here. There was a good trade there, good trade down there, good trade up, down. Like there's so much good volatility to take advantage of, right? Monad will be cheaper than the ICO after it goes public. I'm thinking about it, but not sure yet. Hey, Sam, did you hear about Monad? The crypto Coinbase is advertising. Yes, I've talked about it for weeks now. We've already gone over it many times inside my weekly screen share. See, if you were a part of the weekly screen share, you would have known all about Monad already. I think we went over Monad a month ago. Yeah, I just paid for a month, but now it's going to take advantage of the Black Friday and pay for a year. I need to give back to Sam. He just taught me how to trade. Hey, God bless you, man. Thank you. That's very nice of you. We're going to have a huge sale. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I believe it's going to be the biggest ever, and it's going to be awesome. I'm putting that out there, and I know it. We're going to persevere through all of the pain. When everyone else can't hang, the lifers are going to push through every single time. I just know it. We doubled the trading group when we went from 69 to 15,000. When most people just left YouTube and disappeared, we continue to prevail. And we'll do the same thing. I figured out how to have longevity. I figured out the code to longevity. So I'm going to be here every single day, no matter what. I just paid for a month, but now I'm going to take advantage. Thank you for saying that. Sorry, Sam. I'll take a look at it. Thank you. You think Bitcoin's still bullish? No, I don't. Bitcoin is in a bear. Bitcoin, when it's below the daily 200 moving average, it is bearish, friends. Just because I take longs doesn't mean I think Bitcoin's bullish. It means I'm good at scalping any time frame when I'm looking at it. But so right now you need a bounce for Bitcoin. It did hit the measured move of the shoulder. It is making a higher low. The fear and greed is very, very low. Like I'm just trying to tell you, it's like going to the lowest part of the elevator. It's very hard to go down any floor. You know, you're at the basement, man. There's no floors below the basement. But you don't also see this thing go down to 5, and we could go on another dump. But at that point, my whole point is like, I just don't see how you can get to 60K without a bounce. Like, just have to bounce somewhere back up here. Then you could dump again. I just never seen any asset in the world just completely flush all the way down into zeroness. Like, there's always a bounce. Even if you're bearish, there's a bounce at one point. So I got to baby this trade, see how it's going. That's probably a good entry point at the higher low, but aggressive. And today's is tough trading. There's lesser people in the order books. It's definitely a little sketchy. You got to be easy with yourself here. Let's take a look at the two-week chart showing a possible higher low. I just need that. I need that tweezer bottom. Got to have it. Same thing on the weekly. We got to close this thing red with a wick, and then the next one has to explode to the upside. So let me break this down. 12-month time frame, January 2022, January 2020. Logarithmic chart. I'm using big champ chart. The candle after the halving ends green. Mr. Discount only for 6 months, 1 year. Yeah. Fear index. There might be there's a quarterly discount, a 6-month discount, and a yearly discount, I'm pretty sure. Or it might just say a quarterly and a yearly. I don't think there's a 6-month. Yeah, there's a quarterly and a yearly. No asset moves in a straight. Yeah, exactly. We get this liquidate shorts sentiment, make a little flip bullish again, and we get the bear market dump. Yeah, exactly. Like, just if we do get a dump, don't get it has to go all the way to the upside, you know? Zan, baby Zan. Remember that rapper Zan? Zan life, yo. That kid was crazy. So, look, still a higher low, high, still a bit of a higher low. You would expect this falling wedge to break to the upside 68% of the time. It's a falling wedge. You would expect it to break out like the length here. Back to the top of the channel. So, just, regular TA suggests you could get a bounce. The 3-day chart, I'm going to do something quite epic for you right now. That's pretty crazy. Probably shouldn't do it. It's absurd. It's very, very a bit odd, but I'm going to do something right now. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to go to my futures here on MEXC. All right, take a look here. This is MEXC, one of my favorite places to trade. MEXC flew me all the way around the world, man. God bless MEXC. Thank you. Appreciate that. So look at this thing. This thing could get, look at the dailies possibly tweezer topping right now. So you would be basically front running a daily tweezer bottom, which would be so epic if it actually does play out. I'm going to look at this 3-day chart. No tweezer bottom just yet. Hold on one second. There's the tweezer bottom on the 3-day. How come I'm not? Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm getting a discrepancy. Huh. There we go. Something was, you saw that, right? I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. It didn't show me the same chart. I was like, oh, I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to front run this. I'm going to front run this right now. There's a good chance I get taken out. I'm going to front run this. Look, 123.889. I'm not saying we're going there, but I'm saying, hey, if we reverse, I'll take it all the way, baby. And then the stop loss is going to be at about, 86.663. It doesn't even have to be that low. It could be just like right there. 87.552. And I'm going to risk a G on that. I'm going to risk a G on that. 4 for 39 there. Right? See, it shows your percentages there. If you click in. I just checked 123.889. Where's that stop at 87.552? No, I'm definitely not going 9 grand for 63,000. I'll tell you that. So you just got to check this out. What I don't like is MEXC just chained this, and I told them you can't do that. Like, you can't be doing that, Because, look how long it's taken me to get into the trade. They changed this. It used to just be super fast. I sat with my rep. I said, bro, we got to get this back immediately to how you had it. I said, you can't go back on my favorite stuff, and look, it goes back and forth now. So now I'm like, all right, I have to go half of that. You see? And there, no, looks like it didn't, look, now we're back at 93K, folks. We're in the money. So now it's saying 3 grand, and that's not what we're trying to do here. I think you almost have to put it in again. You got to put, I remember you have to put the 8-9 in again and the 2 in again. There we go. 1,400 for 17. That's my style. I'm going to take this trade. All right. Actually, where was the liquidation on that? Hold on. Let me slow down. Slow down. Always slow down, folks. Look how difficult they made this. Almost impossible to make a trade. MEXC, what are you doing? Please, they made it usually just drag it just like weeks and I'd be in the trade. So I need that. I have to have that. Yes, this is a longer term trade, but I begged them at the event. I said, what happened? Why did we go backwards here? Why would you, anyone have this? Am I doing something wrong? I begged them. I said, you got to change this immediately. Send this video all around the world. Send it to the rep. Let them know, look at this. Look how hard this is. They're going to lose revenue. This is not good. They used to have a very seamless way to enter trades. You see what I mean? I'm trying to get to the risk that I want, 1,400. There we go. Liquidation price is 90,000. Stop loss. So look, my liquidation and my stop loss, they don't exist. So I'm going to have to lower the leverage. See? Simple, smart concepts. Yeah. Nice trade. Bear trap is real. Check the vert lines of the 12-month halvings. Really interesting. The Bitcoin sentiment is too all over the place. Easiest indicator. I like that, man. I like that you have something that grounds you. I think I'd like to Zoom with you and go over that together, right? So now it's 800 for 4 grand. Liquidation is 87. I'm going to have to just get liquidated, I guess, because that's, yeah. You see? Like, it's basically the same. So here we go. Bitcoin pumping. Let's go back to our other trade. It's up. We're breaking out. We could make another $1,000 of the trade. If you took this entry, you are in the money. I'm up 5%. I'm not trying to say it's amazing, but I mean, live trading every single day here. Putting myself to the test, seeing if my tips, tricks, and strategies will actually play out. And I have to have faith in everything that I've learned over time. This took years of mental pushing myself, finding out ways, experimenting, and just continuing to grind every single day, Bo. You know, we got to keep it moving. So the weekly. Looks like we may get it. You know, we're very oversold. Let's take a look at that 5-day chart. Okay, and then back to that 3-day, which is showing signs of a possible tweezer bottom. I'm going to front run it, man. You know, last time that one played out, that one played out, that one played out, that one played out. So look, had I taken the last 3 times that Bitcoin did this, right there, I waited for the green candle, got in with a wick, I would have won. I would have won. I would have won. I would have won. That one I would not have won. I might have been in the green, though, had I gotten in the very beginning. It didn't have a wick, though. That one, man, I was up big, too. That was what I did long, remember? And I was up big, but I was on the plane. And so here I'm again, going at it again. And honestly, that may be falling wedges break to the upside. You've hit the measured move of the triangle. I mean, of the head and shoulder, the shoulder, head, right shoulder there. I mean, it all makes sense to me. And hey, you never know. The daily possibly erupting too with a pause. So I'm front running a tweezer bottom on the daily and the 3-day chart. And, you know, I could be completely wrong. There is a bunch of red down here at 87.5, and they may reverse this price and dump us. I could be very wrong today. I just want to let you know, we might dump very hard. I'm just trading probabilities that I've traded before. They're not guarantees when I'm trading. I'm just trading years and years of back testing that says, hey, there's a good chance here you might be able to take some advantage of this opportunity. You can see this green reversal everywhere now. And what we would like to see is some type of complex inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin as it could break to the upside. So we're looking for these scenarios. And at least for today, can you get the 4-hour back up to the top of the liquidity at the beginning of that inverted head and shoulder, which is 96,000. We get a nice $3,000 move. Daddy's going to get paid today very, very nicely. Ooh. That thing ripped out of my ear. You saw that? That wasn't fun. And right when that happened, it ripped out of my ear, and then the plastic thing fell out of the glasses. What a strange day to be up. Like, that's just... This plastic thing fell out, hurt my face. There's a way to, like, put it back on, but it's, like, not the best. But it's better than nothing. It doesn't hurt. That thing hurts. That metal that hits your face when you don't have those little things, that hurts, man. That's owie sauce. You know? Shout out to Weeks for the golden microphone. Shout out to Andy, COO of Weeks, coming up with the coolest stuff. I mean, it's pretty awesome. No one else, they have the funnest stuff. Like, their booth is the funnest place to be at all these events. I just hang out the Weeks booth. It's got energy. It's got vibrance. All the employees are happy. Like, everyone likes to work for Weeks. Like, I don't see anyone sulking in the corner. A lot of the other exchanges, I see someone sulking in the corner. They're just not energetic. They're just like, I'm here because I got to be here for the team. But, man, the Weeks people, like, they come with the veracity. So, look, remember when we said this morning, look, how I trade. The 15-minute was at a bit of a flag. The 21 was touching. The stochastics were low. I like to do that up below the 200, but I mean above the 200. But look, and that tells you that there's more movement here. We go to 94,371. Now, you're going to get rejected usually by the 200 moving average. That's going to be a rejection. That would be a good place to probably take some profits. And now you got to come back to the 200, or we can shoot up and pull the 21. But that's where I love taking profits. Like, if I had to hold the trade the whole time, perfect place to sell right there for Bitcoin. All right. You and Jay actually made me a better trader and closer to my faith to God, and that's grounded me to not be as greedy. Now I've become a better family man, trader, and husband. Thank you. Hey, man, God bless you, and I love that. That gave me a lot of peace of mind, making me notice some interesting stuff lately. I don't see the point of trading with your own capital anymore. Better to use funded accounts. Hope over to everyone. Way better than MEXC. Because you said daddy. Yeah. Nice mic, man. Sam, how much margin leverage on that trade that you went in advance? Trying to learn all I can before I'm laid off in a few weeks. Please pray for my son as our relationship struggles. God bless. I'm so sorry you're having trouble with your son. I hope he's okay. I don't know if he's using or he's abusing or what he's doing. Maybe he's a good kid. I don't know what's going on, but I hope you and your son reconnect. I will pray for you guys. What's your name there? Steve of the USA. Steve of the USA, may God bless you and your son. May your relationship find a way to recover and be great. You know, sometimes the damages create the best loving relationship, so have faith. I would watch your 10-minute time frame right now. I would watch all price action. You know, this is my model. And you can use it on any time frame you need, depending on the day. I want to see the 21 come and touch price action, and this tells me I'm going to continue to win that trade that I'm in live right now. Quick question of the trade. Just take it since you're up on the money on the previous. Why wouldn't you just add margin and move the stop loss on the original trade? I don't do that. Yeah, because that's high risk. Because what if you add margin and the price action reverses and then you take a loss? You do that, you could turn a beautiful win into a loss. Like, it's a win right now. See, you're someone who's like, oh, I have a win. Why don't I just kind of push it even more and not take the money? So for me, your question is kind of like usually, it's going to sound weird, but that's usually someone who loses a lot of trades, that question. I mean, if you're doing that all the time. Oh, I didn't know that was Vinny Vincenzo, man. My bad, bro. I love you. I don't want to put you down, but your question was a bit like, sounds like a gambler, yeah. To me, that sounds like gambling. I don't do that. I don't gamble. I'm not a gambler, man. Like, I don't do poly market. You know, I don't bet on the Jets, man. Like, I'm not a lot of these other traders, like, trading is just part of, like, I don't do that stuff. Yeah. And also, maybe you know more about adding margin than I do. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? I'm into taking a trade in and out. I'm basically a spot swing trader. I just trade leverage a very similar way. I'm very, very meticulous about how I do it, and I'm very reserved. I'm not trying to lose tons of money today. I'm trying to make money every single time I touch this camera. I want to leave this stream winning every time I'm here. When I lose on the live stream, oh my goodness, it gets my goat. And I know I'm a human, and I know I'm going to lose on this live stream again sometime. I know it's going to happen. That's a fact. I am going to lose on this channel. It's a fact. You know, I just want to make sure it's not all the time. You know, look, now we're up 157 of the trade, man, putting my money where my mouth is yet again. And look at this beautiful flag. I mean, it turned into an ascending triangle, did it not? Look how we stuck to this. Look how we kept to the idea. And this is what I love about this channel is we don't have to say much. We do it. Like, you just saw strategies play out. You see what I'm saying. Bitcoin, 93,400, continuing to pump. I was long this morning, too, with the trading group. So, stop loss for the win. I love you, man. Yeah, just continue. And then what I do here is I move the stop loss. I keep moving the stop loss up with the 200. So I'm shaving risk. Now I can only use 260 now. You're right? Now I'm getting better and better at what I already made and not losing less. You think we may hit resistance at 93.5? I mean, that's a very psychological area. But, I mean, this says we can rip. Once the 15-minute clears that 200, there's going to be a continuation here. There's continuation here. Look at this. 10-minute getting frisky. Away from the 21, though. The more that happens, the more it is a bit of a short squeeze. I'm looking for the 10-minute to consolidate here, just like we did the 1-minute. See? And what I learned on the 1-minute, I can use in the 15, use in the 10, use in the 1 hour. I had a problem with adding like it was the last trade I said I imagined, but I just want to tell this guy, it's not your last trade, friend. Stay safe. I had a problem adding like it was the last trade. I don't know who said to add margin, but I just want to tell this guy, it's not your last trade, friend. Stay safe. Yeah. If you don't want to trade, buy and hold, but don't be looking at the charts daily. Buy and forget about it. Yeah, if you buy and hold, you don't want to stare at the charts all day. If you trade like me, I can make money on this. See, I have enough knowledge to pull money out of the charts almost any day. As long as there's volume, as long as there's good volume and good volatility, I know I can pull money out of this market. Right? You said daddy and it flew out. Could be a sign from your family. You said daddy, then it flew out. What flew out? The price flew up, you mean? I see what you're saying. I said daddy, and then the thing flew out. You're funny, man. Hey, you never know, man. I know my parents are always out there looking out for me. They're always looking out for the lifer, man. It's funny. I went to X last night, and, you know, because this morning, Cloudflare kicked me out, but X went and showed all my biggest posts in a line, which it never done before. And it was there and me crying when my mom died, and I was like, man, that's tough, man. You know, and then I had a post about my dad, and it was tough. How was Lisbon? Lisbon was amazing. What a beautiful city. You know, people are a little reserved, a little quiet. It's not like New York or Boston, but it was a very beautiful city. And the sun only came out, like, I'd say 10% of the time I was there, the sun was out. It hailed rain one day, like heavy rain on us, you know. Look, we're up another 10% of the trade, 238, continuing to do damage here on BTC. So BTC reversing nicely. Seemed like we called it after that $89,000 dip last night for BTC. Shout out to Fab. Shout out to Zab. Zab, 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 Zab. Zab, Zabby, Zab, Zab. And look, I mean, I do this all the time. Look at that beautiful flag that played out. And people say, flags don't work. TA doesn't work. And look, I was in the trade up, down, up. I stayed in this craziness. And I kept my stop loss below that low, so they never got me out the trade. Right? It was an information question because the options are there for everyone. So valid question for informational purposes. No, 100%. I don't mean to offend, man. I'm just brash. I want to get you going. If I get your blood pressure pumping, that means I got you, know. No, honestly, I just don't do what you do. So it made no sense to me. That's all. Yeah. Other people do add margin at that place. A lot of people do stuff like that. I don't. Yeah. Thank you, Sam, for your consistency and discipline. It's inspirational. It pushes me to show up every day. I know Sam is going to show up. I'm going to be here, man. And Lisbon, it doesn't matter around the world. You know what I had to do to I was doing my streams at 3 in the morning. I was doing my 8 o'clock streams at 3 in the morning. Are you kidding me? After not sleeping all night, I still did my stream both, after not sleeping all night. Hey, Sam, a question you spoke about the Weeks booth. I'm a trader from Sweden. Been through the trenches alone for 6 years. Last 3 years have been good, but no one here trades. Is there a lot of meets in the USA? Yeah, you gotta show up, man. You gotta go to Token. Token's not far from you. Go to the ones, Token 2449 in Dubai will be coming up too, so yeah. They do 2 tokens a year, one in September, one in like April, May, every year. Every 6 months, token. Yeah. I don't need you for getting my blood pressure up. I'll look at the charts every day, and they're leaving me bald, man. I love you guys. Yeah. Someone said, why so much arrogance? I mean, I prayed to have God keep me humble at the beginning of the stream. I don't know, man. I guess that's your interpretation of me. I didn't know I was being arrogant. I was just teaching the charts. My bad. I guess I'll tone it down. I have no idea, man. I'm not trying to be an arrogant person at all. Okay? And anyway, I want to let you know I was a depressed guy who sat in a room for years, lost and afraid, man. And now I'm free, and I'm just happy to be free. If that makes me sound arrogant, I don't know. But, I mean, I've showed my whole life on this channel. When people say that, I get really upset. I really do. It's like, why? Like, how do you see that as arrogant? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. I can't think about what other people say. It will get in my head, and then I won't be able to do great TA. All I got to do is focus on the technical analysis. Because someone right now came to this channel for TA. They didn't hear me to whine about emotions. They don't want to hear me answer your question about, nonsense. Like, ask me a question about technical analysis. This guy says, I don't think you're arrogant at all. Thank you for saying that. You're not arrogant. Different opinion matters. Thank you. The real ones know, bro. We know you got fire. Thank you. You're not arrogant. You're good at what you do and help us. Thank you. It's an Aries thing, bro. It's not arrogant. Chill. Yeah, thank you. Bunch of babies in the chat. Thank you, man. Because you win. Arrogance only bothers the insecure. Thank you. Confidence does not mean arrogant. I love you, man. Wow. Nice people here, man. Nah, you brother, you're not arrogant. You're a beautiful human being. Thank you, Vincenzo. I love you, man. That means a lot to me. Okay, so I'm watching this 1 minute time frame, and I want to see this thing consolidate. I like the 10 minute because it's above the 200 and it shows my sauce. So this says that we could continue to win these trades, and then we want to watch the 15 minute 200. If we can get above it, we can pull the 21 with us. And so what we want to see now is you want to see the 15 flag out maybe an hour from now above the 200 moving average. Look, we got in early now at 93,450. This is awesome. I love what's going on here. And another $192 here on the trade. That's awesome. Now that's basically almost a $1,000 day, right? Because now 800 and 200 is $1,000. And if you made a G today, think about it. You'd be feeling pretty good in your life, man. $1,000 a day. Back in the day, I used to barely make a few $100. I was happy. I used to say, man, I can't wait till I can learn. And look, I didn't have to use tons of money to do it. Order size is 0.28. It's not the biggest order size in the world. All right. 0.28 BTC. Don't listen to the negativity. Stay blessed, brother. Thank you, man. We love you, Sammy Cup and Handy. He just jealous. Probably got liquidated. Thank you, man. Wow, so many people came to my defense, man. You people are amazing. Thank you. Blessed on blessed. Shout out to the 1,423 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get that chat rate pumping. I wanted to see here. Put a 333 if you're loving your life. Put a 444 if you want to go for more. Put a 555 if you love staying alive. All right? And put a 666 if you want to learn more tips and tricks, man. I love you guys. Let's see the 333s, the 444s, and the 555, however you feel. Let me know. Send it into the chat. Put those numbers out there. Send the frequencies. Let it go, baby. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for everything. I'm so grateful for everything in here. Look at that chat rate pumping. 444 for more. 333 if you know where you want to be. 555 to stay alive. 666 to learn more tips and tricks. 777 if you want to go to heaven. 888 if you want to be great. 999 if you love to be on time. 10, 10, 10 if we do it again. Bang, 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 bang. 15-minute cross the 200 moving average. A known catalyst for price action. We're getting far away from the 21. That starts to sketch me out. It tells me we need to be careful. All right. 1 minute still looks good for a continuation pump. A little bit of bearish dip forming on the 1 minute time frame. And we're out of resistance. I could take profits here and then wait for the 15-minute to flag out. I might miss a monster pump, but I won't lose. And again, move the stop loss to that 200. See, I keep moving it with the 200, taking off risk. Now we're at 237. I eventually want to get this to like 60, 70 bucks and still be in the trade. See how I'm using proper risk management? Don't have to be a big shot. See, I talked about making $800 a day. It turns into $24,000 a year. In 10 months, that's 240 grand. 2 plus 2 is 48. In the year, you're looking at 240 grand in 10 months, plus the 48,000, right? So $288,000 a year at $800 a day. Again, some taxes and fees, I get it. So maybe it's more like 200, but again, or maybe no more like 250, you know, but boom. So I have literally went into the same time you did. Great trade you did there. I love you, man. Thank you. Sam, Giggle is a coin with 1 million supply that CZ has tweeted about. And he used the fund, some kind of buy. I love Giggle, man, but it's been just, someone's been moving it around like too crazy. So look, if you're just jumping into the channel, I took another trade too. Oh, I took another trade, right? I forgot about this one. This one should be bigger, bro. I'm confused why I wasn't able to make it a bigger trade than normal. So weird. Bitcoin, baby, Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm live trading MEXC on BTCC. I even like BitTinex, Sam. BitTinex is one of my favorites, man. I want to see if I can turn this $100 into $1,000 trading BitTinex. That's the next plan. I got to really hone in on focus. I tried 90 already. I lost it. So 90 was easy. 90 was very hard. I went from 90. I went very hard on the trade when the price action didn't go my way. And either we're going to turn it into like 360 or we're going to get taken out. And I did get taken out. I'll be honest, it's really hard to trade smaller amounts of money when you get accustomed to having a bankroll. But again, the skills and the strategies are still the same. And it can only help me stay more disciplined. So like, look, see right here, you have $100, but you can only really risk 1% of trade. It's $1 a trade. And slowly grow it to 1,000. That takes a long time, right? But hey, it can be done if done correctly, which is insane. 93,586 Bitcoin, the highest it's ever been since we entered the secondary trade. Now we're already up $240. And we took an extra risk. And remember, we only risked a portion of what we already made. So even if we had lost the trade, we were handling proper risk management. Bitcoin, 93,695. Unreal. Unreal deal over here. It makes me want to do the USD pair and go hard. You know what I mean? My old CoinM. The old game on that CoinM, baby. Funny, there is a glitch here on these charts today. It's a bit weird. There's a little, you had to like swap and switch to get it the way. The other trade's up $70 now too. Pretty awesome. Let's do this, baby. Let's do this. I'm all in, baby. I'm all in. To the upside, baby. To the upside. Let's make it happen, Captain. I mean, that 200 on the 3-day could hold us at least for a bounce back to resistance at 105,800. Everyone's just overly bearish, and that's usually a time to clean up. So we're here all the time. We don't take days off, so of course we're the most consistent people. So we're going to see when there's like a little window of opportunity when most people are overly bearish. Overly bearish presents ways to make money because that creates enough liquidity to fund our shorts, you know, the short liquidations. And so you want overly bearish people. It's just, you know, and again, what is an overly bearish person? They're emotional. It's a lot easier to take money from a baby, right? Than an emotional baby than someone who's thinking clearly. Agreed? Yeah. So that's kind of how I look at it. That looks overbought. I feel like that's going to come on down. I think I'm going to take profits here, and I'm telling you why. Even if we continue to rip. And I don't know. I always sell early, though, like almost every time. But the thing is, you know why I want to take profits? Because the 15-minute just looks like it's too far away from the 21-day moving average. I mean, maybe it continues to rip here, but eventually it's going to come back down. I feel like it's going to close a tweezer top up here, or maybe one more surge. Or this is going to be the top. You see, what we want is to see the 15-minute consolidate. See, my system is basically, it's what I call quantum projection theory. Because quantum means, right, it can go either way, right? Quantum is like the particle can figure out where it wants. You know, if you know quantum theory, right? It could be, it's a particle that could be anywhere. Basically, the things that the whole universe could be one's the same particle that's moving all at the speed of light all the time. You know, the idea that everything is really one atom just changing position so fast that it creates everything at once. It's a mind-boggling concept, and there's more than that. I don't want to say I'm like an expert at it, but you know, you got the double slit theory, and you say when you observe something, that's when you change its process. If you don't observe it, it does what it does, right? So you can't look at it. The second you look at it, you actually enter in to the observation phase, which actually changes the way the ions, you know what I mean? It changes the way you connect it to the vibrational energy, and that thus changes the outcome of the move. It's pretty amazing when you think about quantum theory. Like it can get you. Funny, I saw this professor. He was like, "Oh, I'm a professor of quantum theory." He's like, "You know, right now, even I don't understand quantum theory." He's like, "And at the end of this class, you won't understand it just like me." It was so funny, like, just like a joke, you know, that even the people that study quantum theory don't understand it, you know. It's like, some of my students, he's like, I made 4K in the last day and a half. I said, then you better. I'm like, you know. Bang, bang, bang. Look, this is continuing to pump now. 287 of the trade. I'm wary of this pump, but hey, I'll take whatever they can keep giving me. Look, I put my stop loss right there. That's my stop, right? So look, I'll probably get to take it out before the pump. But look, they didn't even wick me out just yet. Because remember when the wick happened, I put myself right underneath the wick, and then they did pump it. I know that 15 minutes on the 200. I know that is a key area to think about taking some profits. And the 50, and it's away from the 21. Like these, my next trade, I want the 21 above the 200. Otherwise, this probably could get rocked. So I'm going to be smart and make sure I cover the G. And that's a G on the channel, man. If I made $1,000 every single day I traded on the channel, pretty good. $5 grand, there'll be about 20 grand live on the stream. And never mind, like I trade at night. I don't just trade from 10 to 12. Like that's not my only time to trade, right? Wow, I love it, man. Today, Sammy calls it correct and gets to show the wins. Not every day is a perfect day like this. So, dear Lord, thank you for everything, and thank you for giving me the knowledge and the idea to come up with these concepts and have some fun with everybody here on the stream. Remember, less people believe in crypto. They don't believe. That's the time when I buy more Bitcoin. When everyone starts telling me it's not happening, it's not going, it's not going to be it, I always take advantage of the fear and the negativity. So, and shout out to all my lifers that are still here with me with a positive attitude. You people are amazing. The world is your oyster because you believe you're the opportunity. Therefore, so much opportunity will come to you because you believe that. Thank you for your dedication. You are a role model in my life. You're a role model in my life because you show up every day. And you guys help me show up every day when you guys show up every day. You don't know how important you people are to me. You see me travel the world. You see my head blown up. No. I'm just blessed, man. God has a vision for me. God wants me to travel the world. God has a plan. It's... You know, when bad things happen, people say, oh, it's God's plan. When good things happen, it's God's plan too as well. God has a plan for all of us. You know, I personally wanted to stay home with my family, the comfort in me. I knew Lisbon was going to be a tough trip, 8 hours, but you know what? I already did 16 and 24 hours. We went to Singapore. We went around the world. So look, I got stopped out there and it makes sense. You're away from the 21, above the 200. Now I wait for consolidation here above the 200. We got to pull the 21 in. I think it's time to rest and not chase any trades right now. For me, my system is telling me we are extended for the morning. We had our short squeeze pump. Look at this. That's an hour. It's an hour and a half of pumping. You know, on a morning. You hit the 21. The stochastics are low. You got the inverted head and shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder on the stochastics RSI. And you got the move there to the upside. So move. You know, I started this morning and my wife said, how come you don't wear a nice vest? You never wear a vest anymore. She said, just wear a nice vest. And then I was like, and then I thought this tie did not match at all. Like, does this tie match? She said it looks lovely, but I don't know. I wasn't a true fan of it all, you know. But anyway, I put it on because I'm here thousands of days, and it is what it is. So the 15-minute, man, I believe we're gonna cool off here. Why? Because I backtested it, and whenever the price action is this far from the 21, like put your finger on the screen. If you could do an inch when you're when you're about an inch or 2 inches from the 21, that's a good time to take profit. That's a real thing. Like, again, I guess you might be here or here, but even if you're small, just take your finger, and if you can kind of, the size of your, but just look and see, if you can get that much, then that's, so I go to the chart, let me pull the chart over my head here, but you could be like, how far am I from the 21-day moving average, and you'd be like, oh, I'm just, about an inch away. Like, well, that's probably going to come back down. You see what I'm saying? That's too far. It's too far. Now, I've been wrong many times. I've been wrong, I'd say 3 out of 100 times. This will continue to pump. But it's just rare. It's like 3% of the time, maybe even 5, maybe 5 out of 100. But it's very rare. You do want to see us consolidate, and there's a chance you just short squeeze, boom. You never know. Like, anything can happen. By golly gee, oh my. Anything can happen. Well, we take it one step, one day, one candle at a time here on the channel, right? Amen. 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 Okay, moving forward. Moving forward. Wow, I like that. Already back up to 993, 698. And so, look, we long the 3-day. So let's go over what we did. I longed the 3-day chart with a stop loss below the 200. Seeing if I could catch the actual bottom. Look, that made money, 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 that made money. That made some of the biggest money in history. That made money. That made money on that huge spike. You could have sold that for massive gains. That made money. That made money. So buying the green candle next to the red one has been an amazing move on the 3-day chart. So I did it. Like, it's not much thought right. Like, there's not much thought to this trade. Like, I just back tested it for you, and I'm taking the probability of what I've seen. It's just a very simple way to trade. Like, everyone thinks they have to be a genius and have 1,000 things on the screen. And again, sometimes you see me, and I do have 1,000 things on the screen. It's funny, but I also can trade with nothing on the screen. Absolutely nothing. What's going on? What?
So happy.
I get distracted when you come in the room, though. And I'm in like a very hyper-focused time. I love you. Thank you so much, my love. I'm tough, right? I'm a tough man. I'm so happy to see my wife, though. I love my wife, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here, right? Yeah. Shout out to all the beautiful people here that are full of love, life, and happiness and want to change their lives, man. You're going to do it if you believe in yourself. And think about it. How do you gain a positive aspect in life? You're positive to other people, and the positivity will surround you. If you're nasty to people, if you go online, you write nasty things. Like, say I went to a YouTube channel right now, and I just typed in some nasty comment to a YouTuber, called them some name or something, that would reflect who I was. It would show that I have no respect for myself. You see what I mean? When you go out and disrespect others, that's the stage you're in. So when you disrespect other people, you're telling the world, I have no respect for myself. It's really sad. So if you're out there and you're putting people down, have some respect for yourself. You know what I mean? Like that's not how you represent your family name. That's not how you represent who you are. You don't want to do stuff like that. And again, most of the lifers know that. I'm just, I think there's some immature people out there that need to learn. But yeah, just have some respect for yourself. Yeah. If you don't like me, don't go publicly putting people down you don't like. Just move on and go to things you do like. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't waste your time putting other people down. That's just the worst thing you can do with your energy. And the sad thing is you will attract negative energy into your life. Yeah, if you speak negatively about people and you act negatively around others, you're going to attract negativity into your life 100%. So look, this is the Twisted Sister now on the 12-minute. Now this guy's got me on the 12-minute time frame today. Let's even look at the 5-minute. I like it though. I mean, we look at that, and again, I make a long when we get above the 5-minute 200 moving average. Look how we use the 200 as a hammock. That was a crazy move. What they did here is they thought they could move the market, but too many bulls took the price up. So someone tried to short squeeze us. Long squeeze us. They tried to bring it up, get everyone too long, and then they tried to wreck it lower. But somehow when they brought it here, someone came with a massive order. I don't know who it was. I don't know how it happened, but a whale definitely stepped in right there. A massive whale stepped in and really just shot the price back, in a level. So to me, that was a whale buy right there. And look, we even had a gap in the VRVP. They had all the liquidity where they wanted it. They were about to Bart Simpson this puppy. They were planning a Bart Simpson. Someone literally with a lot of money, in my humble opinion, stepped in and bought a massive amounts of Bitcoin. Because you could see how the market maker was trying to distribute price action and they weren't able to. Very interesting to me. Maybe it was me. You never know. Maybe I just whaled in there with everything I own. Willy woo. Make the buy. So we already know that price action is good. We knew when price action was going to stop. I told you when to take profits. Again, I told you to the T when price action would start to chill. You're like, how did Sam know exactly when to get out? Because we were too far from the 21-day moving average. I could teach you this stuff if you want to hone in and stay focused. All right? Shout out to the people that do have respect for themselves. I shouldn't waste time. Shout out to all my lifers that are awesome. You're the blessed. You're blessed people. You're on point. You know what's up, and you've got it. You've just got it. So this is it. We wait for the 15-minute, and it's either going to do one or two things. It's going to dump hard. This is cool because now you've got the idea that this could be kind of a cup and handle. And we know that cup and handles refers to the upside. Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. If you were in a heavy short, I believe 89 was a beautiful place to take profits. If you felt greedy, like you could get lower, look, and you're back to 95, 94, 90, almost 94,000. So I believe that was I would have taken profits if it went as a giant short at 89K. I think that would have been a great place to take some profits. But hey, especially if you were in from like 120, 110, I think not selling at 89 is just very, very is greedy. But again, who knows? I don't need, people do whatever they want, right? It's not up to me. Okay, so moving forward, I like what we're seeing here for the tightness. So we're going to watch Bitcoin kind of stay sideways here on the 15-minute. And the fun's over. Shout out to everyone that made gains. Who made gains trading with the Lifer today on the live stream? Whether you use your own strategy, you learn from me, or you got the education, let me know. Thank you. You're a role model in my life, man. God bless you, brother. You're a role model in my... you people are awesome. I don't think the people in the chat realize how amazing they are. Right? Yeah. They will come back for that liquidity at 84K. Bro, are you wearing pants? I always have pants on. Beautiful beige pants. Yes. I have pants on. Yeah. I don't do Kevin O'Leary stuff. Yeah. Now watch the market take back all the gains. You built this community and us into lifers. You are awesome, Sam. Thank you. Hey, Sam, do you, for swing traders, I don't give people advice, man. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just watch how I trade. Yes. If you want to swing trade, see what I just did on the smaller time frames and do them on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. It's very simple. Just take my strategies and do them on the smaller time frames, on the bigger time frames, and that's how you swing trade. It's a wholesome family affair with the lifers, yeah. Sam refined my trading style. Thank you. I'm an awesome lifer, made gains with the same trade. MMT inverse, headed shoulder, 1 hour candle. Love you, brother. I don't know what MMT is, but I love you. You're a great lifer. Been watching you for years and was on break. Now I'm back and building, boss. 333. I love you. See, there's always someone coming back to the lifer, bro, because that's what happens when you're consistent. There's always someone coming back. Now be careful. This could end up being a massive dump back to 87.50. And I'll teach you how. We'll lose the 50-minute 200, then we'll lose the 7-minute 200. And if we lose the 5-minute 200, we're likely going, and this could come all the way back down. That's why it's very important how we interact here with the 21 and the 15-minute time frame. The 15-minute time frame is the time frame that you want right now. I want to see if we can make a cup and handle. Pull your Fibonacci from this wick. You might have to retest the 618 at 90,000, which is resistance. Resistance, resistance. You got support at this POC. See this red line? It's called the point of control on the VRVP. You don't have the VRVP on your chart? Type in VRVP. Click on it. When you click on it, your VRP is not going to look like mine. It's going to be thick and chunky. Let's go to the settings here. Your inputs are going to be at 240, at 24. Okay, yours is going to look like this. All right, you see that? No, that. And we don't want it to look like that. We want it to look like we had a 0 here. So go into your inputs. So hit the little cog wheel. Hit the input, which is the first one. Just delete the 0 because they're going to default you. And you're going to look like this. Wait. What happened? It was latent? So weird. It didn't do it. It's never happened to me. It's spinning. Oh, no, so sorry. You add the 0. I'm like bugging out. You add the 0, and it looks like this. There you go. So there you have it. Add a 0. All right. Raise your crypto trading IQ every single day. Yeah, regards from Argentina. God bless you, man. You are right. We'll see this happen nearest the 21 now. Yep. Taylor buying average 74. Funny. The perceived most likely thing is the bear market, so therefore I think we go up as the most likely reality. That's just a correction. Bull run is no anywhere near close. Wow, you guys are... I love, man. I swear, baby, this never happened before. Shout out to Master Friend. I love you, man. Never. I never did that. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. I love you, and I'm thankful that you care. Because without that, we would have nothing. Let's be honest. I'm not going to lie. Dude, I got a great opportunity coming for us in the next few weeks, too. I'm always deep diving on how to keep us finding tools, tips, and tricks to stay profitable and finding things that could be bear market proof no matter what happens. Like, you know what I mean? I'm working so hard, man, to figure out ways to constantly keep it going and keep us insulated from the bear market if there is one. And there's definitely a couple of ways to do it. And I'm going to kind of give you guys these ideas in the next few weeks and give you the tips and the tools to survive. So that's exciting. I did a lot of work this weekend in Lisbon, and we had a lot of business meetings with a lot of different people, and we put together a lot of plans and ideas that are going to help us grow in the next few years. These trips are very big for me. They definitely, because me and Jamie get to sit together and have lunch, get to talk, get to meet. There's a lot of, it's all business, man. And it's like creative business networking, it's mind-bending. The conversation just keeps spinning. Someone comes up with an idea. You come up with an idea. Next thing you know, you're thinking about this, and you get excited. Your neurons start firing off. And it's like, man, anything could happen, you know? So we sold that last trade, and what a perfect sell, man. What a perfect sell. I sold the exact top right there. And now we're going to come back down to the 21-day moving average. It just is what it is. Maybe make a nasty dump down to 92K. It could be the top, too. We never know. I like those bigger time frames, but we'll see. They could flip around on us as well. That trade's flat now, $4, $3. You know, the bigger one there that we made. No trade on weeks just yet. And then BitTinex, I want to turn this $100 into $1,000. Could be tough, though. Way harder than me just making my $2,000 today. You know what I mean? Or my, not $2,000, what did I make? $1,000 bucks. So, not easy. So here we said I'd watch the 15-minute. I'd be looking for this falling wedge. I'd be looking for price action not to break 92.323. That resistance there. And if it does, maybe just a wick down into this. And you can see there's a big glob of liquidity in a POC. I'd like to see that hold for the day. It would be extra saucy and amazing. Wow, the stream just disappeared today. That is the fastest stream I ever had. I feel like we just streamed. It's 11:48. How was that possible? Someone said, Zan, Snack, Toshi, Forum. Look at the green in the altcoins. Interesting time to be alive. And the alts bought the bottom again, $113,000 buy, man. This thing went hard. Not the my bot that bought hard right there. You can have access to the bot in which I teach. I'm also going to be kind of teaching you guys about other bots too in the next few weeks, and that's how we're going to insulate if there is a bear market. Bot trading can they can handle anything. Infinite growth. Do you use any fair value gaps in your strategy or an equivalent overlapping concept? I mean, I know about them. And I have to be honest, a fair value gap, let me show you something interesting. What is a fair value gap? A fair value gap is this. This is a fair value gap right here. See right here, this wick doesn't hit this wick. That is a gap. You see, that wick is higher than that wick. And they make this little gap here. See? There's also a little gap right there. This makes sense. I'd look for this gap to fill right here. The thing is, the gap, look, that gap starts right here where this VRVP comes. Look, resistance is the gap. You can either play support or resistance, or you can trade the gaps. It really, to me, doesn't matter. I didn't know about gaps for years. Then my buddy taught me them for 2 years. I intertwined them, and I just said, man, they distract me from what my mind, like my mind is, it's like, this is going to hurt some people's feelings, but it's how I believe, it's what I believe. So what I believe isn't what you believe. So just know what I say right now has no bearing over you, because this is not what you truly believe. Well, this is what I believe. I believe my strategy is like looking at a microscope at 400x, and I can see so much, and I see ICT is looking at it like 200x. You can only see so much. You know, I see ICT inside of mine. Like ICT is on top, and then I see even more. But anyway, you could whatever you want. But I believe my strategy shows you more, deep dives more, and overlays on top of this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't use ICT to make $1,000 today. And I'm not putting ICT down. I don't even like saying anything about anything else. Let me just talk about my stuff. But I did answer your question, you know. Look at that nice bounce off the 200. And so, look, if we end up doing this, we're going to go hard today. This goes sideways. I am going so hard. The chance that we caught the bottom, everybody. There's a chance that I just bought that 3-day bottom and I prevail hard and make some massive gains, but you never know. It'd be amazing to kind of Bitcoin pumps all the way into Thanksgiving. People are like, oh my gosh, Sam is the greatest. They join the trading group in droves with the Cyber Monday sale. And so, like, if Bitcoin dumps, less people are going to take advantage of the sale. Let's be honest. Bitcoin pumps more. So if Bitcoin pumps, it's going to be able to give more people, because Here, if Bitcoin dumps and then they're going to join my group when we pump again in like April or something. You know, people join no matter what. Don't get me wrong, but people join when the pump is heavy. It just is what it is. So if Bitcoin, if I call this reversal pump and this inverted head and shoulder is what actually saves the day here, most people couldn't even see it, you know, and this flag that I put out, the 15-minute that did play out, right? And now we're looking for another same concept here. And look at the gap of the VRVP. We got through the chunk. It only says you would head up to 95,000. That's just kind of what I'm seeing, all right? Lots about roads, but what about EVA? We'll actually see it occur. I'm still down 60% on everything. I just don't care anymore. Hey, money wasn't, you weren't here for money, man. Anytime you get really depressed about your life when you're looking at your portfolio, tell yourself you're not here for money. Like, you didn't come here to make tons of money. If you make tons of money, that's part of life. That's great. But you didn't come to Earth to say, how much money am I going to make when I get there? You came to Earth to say, what can I learn while my soul goes through this human experience? That's what you came here for. So just go through the experience inside your body and don't let money take you away from this experience. Please. Please. I did it for years and I learned my lesson, man. And now I cling to God in my spirit. I'm not going to let it take me out. 96778. I got to call you today. I want to hear your voice. Sounds gay. Maple Finance deep dive. With a jacket to match the tie, you'd be looking fly. Wife nailed it. Thank you. With a jacket to match the tie, you'd be looking fly. Wife nailed it. Thank you, man. Shout out to Maple Finance. God bless you, man. Well said. Can you show us how to set up the VRVP again? Again? I just did it, man. All right. One more time. I can't believe you're asking a second time. You could go back and just to the beginning, you know. I had a teacher, whenever you asked her this, like she would teach something and then someone wouldn't pay attention. And so like, you'd be like, oh, like you didn't pay attention. So you ask her and you'd be like, I'm done. You're funny, man. He's like, you asked your teacher and you're like, I just... Oh, man. And I'd say, you know, I didn't understand what you said, you know. Her name was Miss Wilson. She was this little black lady, but she was a very light-skinned black woman. Looked like Caribbean, really. You know, and she had these little eyes, and she looked up, and she was like 70 years old, too, I remember. She was like 68, 70 years old when I had her. And I had her for, I had her for math. So I'm like, I don't understand, Mrs. Wilson. She goes, excuse me? I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. Slavery is over. I love this. She loved me like a son. I don't know why. I was like a troublemaker, but I had this extra essence to me, and she could tell. And she loved me more than anyone in that class, man. I was a class clown bugging out. Somehow she let me slide. But I did pay attention, and I did do good on my test because I loved her. And she respected that, right? Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I will buy Bitcoin from India. Okay, you spammed the chat, man. We now have to take you out. I'm taking you out personally, and I hide you on this channel, man. Yeah, I just hid you for the channel. That was me. I got it before my moms, man. She said, I will not put on tap shoes and dance for you. Slavery is over. It was the funniest thing I ever heard in my life. Yo, I would laugh. And she called me Paul Revere. That was her name. My other buddy, this kid, Matt O'Keefe, and me would just bug out in this class. Matt O'Keefe and Sam Price. She called Matt Slick Willie. She called me Paul Revere. Slick Willie and Paul Revere. There he is, Paul Revere again. She called me Paul Revere, bro. It's so funny, bro. This is the funniest thing ever, man. She was the coolest woman in the world. I had so many cool teachers growing up that I'll always remember. She definitely know where she's probably still. If she's alive, she's like, well, she's got to be like, she'd be 100 years old if she was alive right now. So the odds of her being alive are so low. But man, anyone knows what's up with Zen? I got it ages ago, and it pumps like crazy. I'm into Zen. We started the live stream, and I showed you I get 10K in Zen. I'm stacked and racked and ready to rock. So this is beautiful. I like this candle holding us above the 200. It's telling you we may be able to kind of do our thing and pull it. See if the 20. So now all you need is this. I can tell you the timing of when we're likely to break out. So the 21's going to do. The 15-minute candle. And look, now you can go to the plus sign, hit the 15-minute, hit shift, go sideways. It tells you in about 2 hours and 30 minutes, we should be able to make the next trade. So in 2 hours, 30 minutes, at about 2:30, we should be able to get into the trade here on the 15-minute time frame. It even gives us the measured move. It says, and if everything goes well and we do break out, Price will go all the way up to about 96,778. Didn't you just say that? Oh my gosh, hold up. I get 96,741, but look what Master Friend just said. This is crazy. Look at this. He just said 96,778, dude. I said 96,741. Like, this is bugging me out. That means his ICT concept, something he's deep diving, coincides with what I'm deep diving. And when that happens, man, crazy, right? Mrs. Robinson was my favorite teacher, man, you know. Is it time to buy Aster, man? Sarah, can you please do a quick TA on Cody? Can it recover from the dump? What's your favorite Jim Rohn quote? My favorite Jim Rohn quote? Oh, that's hard, man. And honestly, it's hard to think about them all because my mind's full of like what he does for me every single day, right? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Bang! Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Let's go, man. Look what I've done with my life. You can too. We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The difference is discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. Like, it hurts to work out. It's not easy to work out and sweat, but then you're fat if you don't. So you could wake up fat as heck, or you could wake up in shape. The pain of being fat is going to hurt so bad, but the pain of working out isn't going to be as bad as the pain of being fatso. So the challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. Don't make fun of people, but you can laugh, but don't make fun of others. You know? The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Have humor but without folly. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenges. Wish for more wisdom. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret or disappointment. Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their fortune in someone else's hands, but not you. The worst one can do is not to try, to be aware of what one wants and not give into it, to spend years in silent hurt wondering if something could have materialized, never knowing. Successful people have libraries, the rest have big TV screens. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every single day. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every single day. Learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what? They have planned for you. Not much. All right. I forgot to comb my hair today. Funny, I forgot to comb my hair on the stream. I just kind of went. If you don't design your own life, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action. I love that. Either you run the day or the day runs you. Miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. What you know, when you know what you want and you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. If you're not willing to risk the unusual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary. See? And these are just hard facts, man. I tell you what, this bull cycle may have cost for me, but I learned a lot about life that will recover those losses. 100% you did. 100% you did. Live, look at the 12-month. When we close at the end of this year, we'll leave a huge fair value gap at 74,000. That's great, man. That doesn't really matter to me right now. Work harder on yourself than you do in your job. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That is something you have charge of. One of the greatest gifts you can give to anyone is the gift of attention. I will take care of me for you if you will take care of you for me. Interesting, right? That's how me and my wife have our relationship. Excuses are nails used to build a house of failure. And there's only 3 more and I'm done. Success is ordinary things. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Like, it's ordinary to live stream and play with the charts. I mean, but to do it at such an exceptional level. Happiness is not by chance, but by choice. There are 2 types of pain you will go through in life. The pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. So those are like 20 Jim Rohn quotes that I hope stay with you throughout the day. You know, if I'm idle around my wife, she will start adding to the honey-do list. You're funny. U.S. banking regulator says banks can hold crypto to pay blockchain network fees. Bloomberg reports. Interesting. I have a great one today. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Amen. Emotions make you weak. Tim Grover. Never give up on your dreams. Keep sleeping. I love you're funny, man. Self-esteem is engaging with the discipline that leads to value. Amen. So Bitcoin looks like it's going sideways. Do not be surprised. This could, I have to be honest, the worst case scenario, shoulder, shoulder, head. This is just a head. And this dude does take a dump. And we do go lower. And all the things I talked about don't happen. And what will happen is we'll lose the 5-minute 200. We'll lose the 1-minute 200. I will see that it will be a bearish sign. So far, we're bullish. We're above the 15-minute 200. We're pulling the 21 close. I'm in longs abound. And we'll see what happens. All right. And what I like to do is scalp this 15-minute at the right time here. Might even trade it. Like the 1 minute, you could have traded with a stop below the 200. Very high risk and aggressive would be to get in right now with a stop like below that wick. Just to get in now and put a stop right below that wick. It's very, very like aggressive. You know. I like to trade that on Weeks today. Shout out to Weeks, man. Really good time. Shout out to MEXC. Shout out to Weeks. Shout out to every Weeks was there too at the crypto content creator. It was a really nice time, man. It's a good time to be alive. So look, there's a chance that we break out here on the 1-minute time frame. Doesn't look amazing, but there is a chance. That doesn't look too crazy here. So I got the big longs open now on the bigger time frame, so I don't have to stress the smaller movement. BOOKMAP suggests that we do go to the downside. It's not amazing. Everybody, I want to plug one more time to make sure that you're all taking advantage. And so that Cyber Monday Black Friday sale right here, hit the link right here, the early bird, and just fill out this form. Even if you did it last year, do it again. You'll have access 24 hours before Black Friday to an added discount on top of the already amazingly affordable premium Discord. All right, the most affordable premium Discord you could ever have in your life. It's waiting for you, okay? And I'm here every single day, 7 days a week. There's someone presenting information for you. No days off. I flew to Lisbon, never took a time off. I was live streaming at 3 in the morning. I put everything, I put you guys first throughout my body, my hunger. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I'm still giving you guys everything I have. I never stop. I never stop. All right, let's get back into the super chats before we end the stream. We've got a bunch here. Can you check out ETH? Thanks, says Manuel. Let's take a look at Ethereum, which some says is doing a little bit better than BTC. So Ethereum USDT here on MEXC. Let's take a look and let's kind of do a deep dive on ETH. So, shall we? So the first thing you want to look at ETH is on, look at this though. ETH has this trend line, which I feel like it disrespected, but like still is keeping real. And see, this is what I see. This is what I keep saying. A bounce, tightness, but it just says that like, it's weird, man. It's almost like Ethereum isn't breaking out till July of 2027. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does something like this, but it just says even if we dump, fine. It's going to be a long. But if we even recover, it looks like ETH's time. That means like some big company, something big's going to happen. They're going to have some upgrades. It's telling me in the future like something's going to happen. But to see ETH just kind of meander like that, kind of crazy, right? But look, it would come up. This is going to take time. Let's be honest. Just like this took some time. And if it loses the trend line, then we're in trouble. You're going to start thinking you're going to come down to that the weekly 200 moving average, right? So you got to see this as a tweezer, but like this has to be the break. The previous resistance is support. It is support. I mean, you have come down to support. Shorting support really isn't a good look, right? And look, there's a bounce, a resistance, almost a resistance, a bounce. Like it is a support line. I'm looking for a bounce. I'm being honest with everybody. I'm looking, as you can see, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm looking for these bounces. So anyway, the weekly, let's go to the 5-day chart. 5-day chart, attempting to get another bounce back to the upside yet again, as you can see. 5-day chart's attempting another bounce, right, back to the top of this channel. Now, it may, and then let's take a look at the 3-day. 3 days, same thing, and it's above the 200 moving average, right, which is a known area where I love to go at legendary longs at the 200. I love it. So I could see ETH making a bounce here, and it's going to take some time. This is going to take some time. If you hit shift and begin to move forward sideways here, you can see that's going to take about, 95 days for Bitcoin. So, for Ethereum. But yeah, I see Ethereum possibly breaking out back to the top of the channel. That's my analysis for ETH. Can you look at Solana? We spent time on Sol. I went over Sol. Yeah. Hey, look at AERO for our boy in the 99. God bless. Let's take a look at Aerodrome. My baby on Coinbase. I've been holding that puppy for years. We talked about Aerodrome already. I talked about it has to hold this key level. It could be making a right shoulder here. See, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Go to like that 1 hour time frame. Or really, was it like the 4 hour? See, like a shoulder, head, right shoulder, kind of making a falling wedge. But it is at the support. It keeps hitting the support line. It mixed signals on this. I've been looking at the bigger time frames, and it had the 3-day come up. Now it's curving. I don't know. Arrow's just been kind of, in my mind, I feel like Arrow's just going to do this. It's going to stay inside this chop. Hard to tell right now for Arrow. It's like choppy. It doesn't have a clear direction. Let's look at the dailies. The daily above the 200 moving average? No, it lost it just recently. Huge spike up to 131 with a sell-off, right? And you're like, huh. So it could make a right shoulder and come back down to 51 or 30. Like I just, or it can get tight and break out. I'm more bullish and bearish on it because I own it. But right now it's a little sketchy. I need to see it literally. It's got to break back above 128 and bounce. If you're swing trading, that's the key area you want to look at. All right. Goat's thoughts. Goat thoughts on FIRO when you get a FIRO. FIRO is a privacy coin, and we liked it. It just had a very small volume. All right. Sam, you get the P&L when you click on TPSL. He says you get it when you. That's what you said. Let me see here. I don't get it. You said I do. I don't see it. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. So let's just say I wanted to go to 100K. Stop loss at 91,000. See long, 14 grand. Short. Is that true? Is that it right there? But I didn't even drag this over yet, so how could it know? What do you mean, Yeah, I'm not, it's not how it used to be. Right? Maybe there 15, no, because that's 11 for, I don't understand, man. You said when I click on this, I did click on it. No, it's not happening for me. Yeah, not what you're saying. Yeah, I just answered you. I don't get it. No. Nope. There's not the right information that I'm looking for, personally. Happiness is not by chance. It's by choice, 100%. Raise your crypto trading IQ every day here on the channel. Yeah. Let's take a look at FIRO, like my man asked about. I like Bitcoin's getting a bounce. So far, so good. Everything we kind of talked about today is working out in our favor to the upside. All right, let's look at FIRO. FIRO had a huge pump, huh? So let's think the last time. I was actually bullish on this thing. Dang, remember? I put this out. Oh, my gosh. I put this out to the trading group right here, 176. This thing went all the way to 550. Unbelievable. When I was in Singapore, last thing I thought about was FIRO, but I was on it, remember? It's hard to do 1,000 things, man. To be heavily focused on everything is very, very difficult. Especially when I travel, it's like, man, I want to at least take in the world a little bit. I know I put out an update for FIRO, and now I don't see it, which is weird because I was like, FIRO on the radar. When I search, though, it does not come up in the Discord. I remember doing a FIRO post. I believe we even went over it on the weekly screen share because like I had alerts. I can't find it now. Anyway, you can see that I had an alert right there. So when it hit, it would have hit the alert there at 226. But how did I see FIRO ripping? I just took the measured move here. Said it go to 315. And then wow. Now it's bite back down after the huge pump. But they definitely took this thing. And anything with privacy is ripping. Anything with privacy is ripping. We found FIRO was a privacy entity. And look at when it was gone. I made this flag right here, touching the 21 above the 200. There's my strategy right there. Low stochastics. And that was gone. Now, it had low volume. That's why I personally couldn't trade it. I said, man, the volume's just too low for me. Use any fair value? Nope. Maple Finance deep dive, please, with a jacket to match the tie. I mean, Maple Finance is a really good DeFi protocol, but it goes up and down a lot. Price action, it depends on how much people believe in DeFi right now, and they don't. It's Dash, please. Thank you, Kurt. A lot coming at me right now. All right. The 3-day got above the 200 moving average. It got too far away for the 21. I would expect a Fibonacci retracement. So I would pull a fib here, and I wouldn't touch this thing unless it kind of flagged out, or it's got to go sideways here on the 3-day chart or make some type of flag. I think it's still bullish because it's you know, it's a privacy coin. Anything privacy is hot. So remember, Zen's privacy, Secret Network's privacy, FIRO's privacy, Dash's privacy, right? I'm probably missing something else too, you know. Zcash is privacy. So like those 5 coins, Zen, Zcash, Dash, FIRO, Secret Network. And R, remember Pirate Chain? R, that's a privacy token. And that's why it's called Pirate Chain. R, you know, they made it R, Pirate Chain. I bet that's pumping. Look, it did pump. Pirate Chain went from 19 cents all the way to a high of 85 cents since September of 25. You know, so you had these, you had it. It was a mini run on the privacy coins. But that doesn't, I feel like they've got enough stacked inside of them now that they'll start to kind of consolidate on the bigger time frame. So like if I'm into this, I want to see it do this. I'm not about jumping in at the best price. I'm about jumping in at the least risky price. Like this is a high risk entry right here. It could make a right shoulder and dump in your face. So I would wait for it to consolidate inside of the channel and get tight right here. That's what I would be thinking to get in. All the way to like 138, 140 area, right? Let's take a look at Tau and Dash. I can't really deep dive Maple Finance right now. It would take me so long. But what I do is I'll deep dive it and have it for the next stream. It's going to take me a long time to do it really well. And I don't want to be here till 12:30 today. I'm sorry. No offense. I got stuff I got to do. I just got home. I got my luggage is a mess in the front door right now. I got home last night. And the first thing, I put a lot of stuff to the side so I can stream. Then I passed out. I still got to do my stuff that I got to do, you know. You know, I'm looking at Tau, and it's just such a big coin. And if the market implodes, it implodes it down. But if we get a bump, it goes sideways. And then eventually if things break out. But again, look, April of 2026, February, every coin says we're not getting a move until February, April. Like, that's when the altcoins are going to pump. So it looks like we're going to get they call it an Arab Spring or something. But, you know, things should pump that way, right? So there you have it. Let's take a look at Dash. Thought I heard someone talking right now. Oh, it was like in the conversation. So remember, Dash had that huge run up to the upside. Remember, I put it out here. I said Dash could bounce from this area. It did bounce, and then it gave it right back again, which is crazy. But our entry at 71 ripped all the way to 90. I felt like it was a good place to take some profits. I hope it went to 105. One of my buddies said he'll sell at 105. I hope he took that 103 trade off the table. That would have been a nice move. Said he may turn 20K into 120,000 while we were hanging out, my man. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live, too, and shout out to all the people I hung out with. Shout out to Sheldon the Sniper. Shout out to my man, Crypto Edge. Shout out to Trading 5.0 and all my awesome people here in the group, man. We love you guys. You're amazing. Look, there's kind of a cup and handle here, too, for Dash, and it could get tight. Again, I'm about the consolidation, not about buying the perfect bottom. It's got to consolidate. Let me see that 3-day chart and see how it's starting to, you know, it's coming back down to oversold. And it's not too far from the 21. See, that shows sign. So now I can go to the smaller time frame and say, okay. Still looks like Dash could make some gains here. And I have Dash going all the way to 207. All right. Let me make sure we got everything done there. I'm pretty sure we did. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll end the way we start with the same exact song, right? I was talking right there. I knew I heard myself on the low. I knew I heard my voice. The whole time I've been in the background talking twice, right? Sean plays in the house. Sean, we love you, brother. Veil token about to rip. Veil? What is that? V-E-I-L? I never heard of it. Deck screener? Veil? Probably some like nonsense coin. Veil token on base. Never heard of it. It does seem to have a rounded bottom. Kind of looks like it's making an ascending triangle that could get busy. I see what you're saying here, possible. Indicators, type in RSI. You can slap on the relative and the stochastic and go from there. That thing goes all the way to 48, you know. Maybe even further up here to like 47. Interesting, from 16. That could be a 3X. I'll keep it on the radar. I think it's definitely worth. I'll slap it on a watch list. Hot setups, and I'll look at it here. Hot setups right here. Remember Cookie, man? Oh, man. Duck AI, all these things done, cooked. VVV. And again, highly speculative, very small market cap. Just be very careful. I don't own any of it. I don't know much about it. I just found out. So I like it, the 15-minute, getting the bounce. The more the 15-minute does this and keeps fighting, the more we're going to pull the 21 with us. The more likely the bigger trades will play out, the more likely we may be at. We may end the day with a nice pump to 96,000, 741 or 776, as my man said. Everybody, I love you. I'm going to jump out of here for the day. May God bless you. I thank you so much for being amazing and kicking it with me every single day. You're full of love, life, and happiness, and I'm just excited. I'm just excited. Everybody, have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. I'll catch you guys all tomorrow, and I'll be in the trading group throughout the day. I love trading Tuesday nights after 6 or 7 p.m. tonight, too, so we're going to look out for my favorite times to trade. We nailed our first session of the day. I usually observe the afternoon, and then I trade late into the evening, into the night. So we have so much more to go on this beautiful Tuesday. Shout out to everyone that's kicking it in the Discord. Shout out to anyone that stayed this whole time. You know, people for some reason at 11:45, we lost 300 people. I don't know where they went, but they missed out on some awesome sauce. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate it. I'm going to keep pushing every single day. Thank you so much for the people that are here. Thank you, God, for everything you provided for me in this life. And I hope to continue to stay, on the straight and narrow and continue to do what I do. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. Thank you for dedicating the most important asset that you've ever had in your life, which is your time. I love you all. Remember, I studied the secret to success. All the people that made billionaires, millionaires, people that even didn't make money, but they were successful in their craft. And what I found out is they all had a secret. Every single one of them knew a secret to success. You know what it was? The secret to success. It's getting started.